Great. Good evening, everyone. We are going to get started. It is 7:02, and I'm calling this meeting of the Altadena Town Council to order. The first thing on our agenda is our flag salute, and I'm turning that over to Councilmember Yu.
Good evening, everyone. Before we begin tonight's meeting, I'm honored to introduce an outstanding young community member who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Armin Balikian-Bekian is an Altadena resident, a high school senior, and a dedicated member of the St. Francis varsity boys tennis team. After witnessing the devastation of the Eaton fire in his own neighborhood, Armin turned his compassion into action. He organized the Rebuilding Altadena Youth Tennis Fundraiser, bringing together over 75 young athletes to raise money for student athletes who lost their homes and equipment in the fire. His efforts didn't go unnoticed. Armin's tournament garnered the support of the United States Tennis Association, who matched donations and recognized his leadership by inviting him to join their organization. Through his compassion and leadership, Armin reminded us all that even in the face of disaster, kindness and community can light the way forward. Please join me in welcoming Armin Balikian-Bekian to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Councilmember Yu. It's an honor to be here. Thank you guys so much for having me. Now, please, if you will, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a little gift for you, and we thank you so much for giving up a Tuesday to come and be with us tonight. Thank you so much. Moving on to roll call, Councilmember Yu.
Council members, if I call your name, please say aye or here. Councilmember Conesipola.
Present.
Victoria Knapp.
Here.
Nick Arnson.
Here.
Melissa Morona.
Here.
Dorothy Wong.
Here.
John Carmody.
Here.
Darlene Green.
Here.
Isis Molden.
Here.
Jafina Musson.
Here.
Vi Yvette Stewart Gordon.
Here.
Pat Sutherland.
Here.
Justin Maramas.
Here.
Reginald Wilkins. Diane Markison.
Here.
And Sylvia Vega.
Here.
Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you so much, and thank you, council members, for all being here tonight. We are moving on to approve our October 21st agenda. Vice Chair Arnzen.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, fellow council members and community members. There are agendas at the back of the room, as well as public comment cards. There is also a camera in the aisle. We just ask that you make sure you don't stand and block the camera, because we want to see the chair. Council members, be sure to speak directly into your microphones and speak up if needed. The council welcomes input from the community on both agendized and non-agendized item. If you would like to make a public comment, please fill out the comment cards in the back and give it to a council person on either ends of the tables. Additionally, I would like to remind everyone in the room, please silence your cell phones and other noise-making devices. As the council does not respond to public comment during the meeting, if you would like a response, please include your contact information at the bottom of the card. Public comments are limited to 2 minutes. These guidelines are in place to ensure that everyone wishing to make public comment has the time to do so and that we can conduct this meeting in an orderly fashion. Council members, the Altadena Town Council Executive Committee met on Thursday, October 9th to set the agenda for tonight's meeting. It was sent to you on Thursday, October 16th and finalized on Saturday the 18th. I have the following requested changes. Under 2, officers' reports, in the interest of times, please strike item 2.2, Vice Chair report. Please strike item 2.5, corresponding secretary report, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Under item 3, public safety reports. 3.3, replace Maria Greiken with Chief Brian Doughty, D-O-U-T-Y. Under 4, community reports, item 4.3, please replace Anders Corey with Sarah Dusselt. I will spell that Dusseault. Under 8, CT reports, we have 2 additions, I believe. I know we have 4603.02. We will make that item 8.2. And then I believe 4610, Councilmember Molden? Nope. All right, just the one addition. Are there any additional modifications tonight? Seeing none, I move the agenda be approved with said changes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the agenda as amended, say aye. Any abstentions or
Abstain.
you abstain on the agenda? No. We're doing the agenda, Connor.
On the minutes.
Welcome back. Welcome back from your very long illness. Let's try that again. All in favor of approving the agenda as changed? There's no abstentions and no opposition. Great. Thank you. We have an agenda for tonight's meeting. Good evening, everyone. Happy October. I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the remarkable progress we're seeing across Altadena as rebuilding continues in earnest. Almost 400 building permits have been issued. Today it was 398, with another almost 400 awaiting property owner feedback. 262 projects have begun construction, including 216 new residential projects. That means hundreds of families and businesses are actively on the path home, a tangible sign of recovery and resilience that speaks volumes about this community's determination and spirit. We've also had some wonderful moments of celebration and gratitude recently. The Town Council's First Responder Dinner, held at First City Credit Union, brought together our partners from CHP, Altadena Sheriff's Station, and LA County Fire. A well-deserved thank you to those who have been steadfast since day one. The Autry Museum's block party further honored our first responders, creating another space to express our collective appreciation. Our partners at Habitat for Humanity San Gabriel Valley hosted their Raise the Roof for Altadena Gala, which was record-breaking on many fronts, a testament to how deeply people across the region believe in our town's recovery and our future. Our own library hosted its 2025 Taste of Dena with somebody put forward as an honoree, who shall remain nameless since you didn't do a vice chair's report, which further showcased Altadena's strength and community. We celebrated the Altadena Town Council's 50th anniversary, half a century of local leadership, collaboration, and advocacy. It was a milestone worth celebrating as we continue shaping the next 50 years of service and stewardship. Finally, I'm thrilled to share that Altadena Cookie Company, the second new business to open in Altadena since the fire, will celebrate its grand opening on Lincoln Avenue on Wednesday, October 29th. The owners asked that I share this with you this evening. Please stop by and show your support. It's another sweet step forward in our town's renewal. I received a call from the governor's office just prior to tonight's meeting and want to share some additional good news. Tomorrow, there will be a big change to the Cal Assist mortgage program, which will hopefully allow many more families to qualify. If you didn't meet the prior application guidelines, please check back. And a little note to self, I may have checked before I came, and the new guidelines are up on the website tonight. Thank you to each and every one of you, council members, partners, business owners, and residents, for the energy and commitment you continue to bring to this work. Every permit, every event, every new beginning is proof that Altadena is not only rebuilding, but recovery. Thank you, and that concludes my report. And I'll keep going. We're striking 2.2, so we're moving on to our recording secretary. Please approve the September minutes.
Council members, you were sent a draft of the meeting minutes on October 9th, 2025. Since then, I've received no changes to the minutes, so I'm going to open up the option for any more changes to the minutes. And Anybody having any? Hearing none, I'm motion to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the September minutes as presented, say aye.
Aye.
All abstaining? Please, go ahead.
I abstain.
And any opposed? Great. Thank you so much. We have our minutes entered into the record. Moving on to our treasurer's report, Councilmember Morona.
Good evening, everyone. As we are a volunteer organization, we pass the basket or the, okay, every time I say that, you say that.
Guess what? Only one more meeting.
We pass the can, this lovely can, and for any donations that we would lovingly accept. Kim, would you like to begin and pass that around? And I am going to give the opening balance for this month was $7,256.25. Expenses primarily for the 50th anniversary, banner deposit and office expenses were $563.23. Deposits from election fees primarily were $630. Our closing balance is $7,323.02. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Moving on to our public safety reports. I see our sheriff's captain in the back, Captain Marquez. We are ready for you.
Oh, okay. Hello, good evening, everybody. A couple of different things I would like to talk about. On Wednesday, November 5th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., we have a CERT meeting. It's the Community Emergency Response Team. We're trying to get that back in order. It's over the years, it's kind of fallen a little bit by the wayside, but we want to make sure that we have a community-based team that we have it that can come and respond to different emergencies within the community. Let's say we have an earthquake, the CERT team, as we refer to them as, they would help out and help just manage the operation and help the community out in different ways that the sheriff's station can't always facilitate with their deputies. Our deputies have a primary mission, but the CERT team would come in and help us in different ways. And so anybody in the community like to be a part of that, come to the meeting here in this room, November 5th, Wednesday. The other thing on the agenda that I'd like to talk about is the Altadena Forever Run, January 4th. You can go to our website. It's altadenaforeverrun.com. Sign up. It's going to be a great community-based event. 10K run through Altadena. Starts out at Mariposa Junction, just south of us, between El Molino and Lake on Mariposa. And it's going to continue. It's going to go east through the east part of Altadena, circle around, come back very close to where the start is from Mendocino, and then get back onto Mariposa and head east all the way through the east area, past Fair Oaks, circle around the neighborhoods, and come back on Mariposa. It's going to be a great event. We also have a 5K that just basically runs half that distance and half the area, and then a 1K family run that's a walk run. So the 5K and the family run are walk runs. So if you choose to walk, you have plenty of time to do that. It'll be a closed road, so it's going to be safe for everybody, and we expect to have quite a few people and a lot of media presence. So we really want to invite the community to participate in that. It's a community-based fundraiser for Altadena Eden fire survivors and also the Sheriff's Station Foundation. And then as far as the crime trends that we have, everything seems to be going pretty well. Our burglaries are remaining consistent through September, and about 9 residential burglaries from the previous month. We did have a slight spike in a couple different areas. We addressed that, and we did make some significant arrests in Altadena. But one of the things we're kind of concerned with right now is catalytic converter thefts. They seem to be increasing. It's a troublesome pattern we've seen all throughout California and LA County, not just here. And one of the problems we have when we arrest somebody with a catalytic converter, if they've stolen one, is they're not identifiable. So we're working on methods that, something that every police agency in Southern California and California has to deal with, and it's been quite a big problem. But we do have some methods to help reduce it, but it's basically gonna take a lot of proactive police work on our part. And every time we arrest somebody, somebody else comes in to try to fill in that vacancy and comes in to do damage to the community. But otherwise, our next big concern is the rebuild. We have quite a few houses being rebuilt. So if your house is under construction or going to be under construction, please contact the station. You can email us at altadena.homechecks@lest.org. And we'd like to have a deputy come out, talk to you and your contractor about ways to secure property and things to do. We want to minimize the opportunity for somebody to come in and steal from residents when they're rebuilding. And we also want to be able to basically be able to go and check those houses to try to provide some extra patrol checks. We're not going to be able to do it for everybody. When we have 1,000 homes that are under construction, it's going to really, we only have a few deputies we can provide to do that on a shift. We also have to answer calls for service, but we want to try to minimize that and really target our patrol checks in those areas.
Any questions for the captain? I see Connor Chipola, go ahead.
Captain, so 4601 last month had 0, which was amazing. We got 8 now, residential burglaries this month.
I think we're only at 4 right now for the month of.
Well, 4 for October,
Larson.
but 8, oh, we had,
Grand theft and residential burglaries is total 8. Is that a
Right.
single crew? I mean, what?
I can't tell you if it's a single crew or not, but that's what I'm talking about, the grand thefts we are looking at, that would be the catalytic converters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
go ahead, Councilmember Vega.
Is there a certain model that is more susceptible to these thefts that maybe you can share?
Well, one of the most notorious models for having a catalytic converter theft, or one of the cars that thieves will tackle them or try to get the most, are Toyota Priuses. They have a metal palladium inside the catalytic converter, and the Prius for some reason has a higher quantity of palladium in it than another car. But it's basically any catalytic converter. On the black market, they get about $500 for one, and it takes them about a minute to a minute and a half to cut one off a car and be on their way.
How long does it take? A lot longer should they have the cage to protect it?
It may take just maybe a couple more minutes, but really it's with a battery-based, what we call a sawzall, or it's a battery operated saw with a long blade on it. That has a metal blade. I mean, you're really talking just, a minute at the most is what it's taking. It doesn't take much to cut through the pipe. The exhaust pipe is what it is.
Any other questions? Will you give the run registration website one more time?
It's going to be altadenaforeverrun.com.
Great. Any other questions? That's it. Great, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
We are moving on to California Highway Patrol, and I saw Officer Keller in the back. I happen to know you did a turnaround trip from Sacramento and back just to get here in time, and we appreciate it.
Only because you said I wouldn't.
Oh, because what?
Only because you said I wouldn't.
I know, I did say you wouldn't make it back.
All right. Good evening, community members and council. I'm Officer Keller with the California Highway Patrol, the Altadena CHP office. Our traffic report for the month of September, we investigated a total of 13 crashes. 1 had injuries, 2 were hit and run crashes. There were no crashes that concluded in a DUI investigation, and we have no crashes with pedestrians or bicyclists in September. As we observed last week, the winter months are upon us, so please, while the weather is pleasant, inspect your vehicle, give it a good once-over, check your tires, not just for air, but for weathering on the tire tread, and then your tread depth as well. You should be able to fit that penny and get the head of the penny in there. Thank you very much for including the Highway Patrol in the multiple events this month. We are very appreciative of the warmth and inclusion the community has given to us. We look forward to what's coming up. We are aware of the high volume of traffic with the construction and still cleanup in the Altadena area. Officers are still out proactively enforcing traffic violations. As always, if you do see something, send an email to myself or Officer Bay, and we'll address them as soon as possible. Some of the information we need is the location, time of day, and type of vehicle. The more descriptive, the better, so we can address it. And that is all I have for tonight, unless there are any questions.
I'm thinking of you for 1 second, but did Captain Marquez leave? Because I was wondering about trunk or treat. We didn't make the announcement about trunk or treat through the sheriff's station? Yes or no? Are we doing it at Low Malta Park on the 24th? Nobody's going to answer me. Okay.
Possibly.
No worries.
They're thinking.
Nobody knows.
He'll get
I
back
can't
to you.
hear anything.
He'll get back to you. He's going
Great.
to check the calendar.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. I think it's the 24th, and then there's something else on the 31st, actually.
It's on the 30th from 4 to 7.
You're going to talk to Balian. Okay, great. Thank you.
It's on the 30th, 4 to 7.
That is so not the date that we just heard yesterday. Okay.
And the Eagles are doing one on the 26th.
Okay, got it.
man.
All right, so sorry for interrupting. My question
okay.
was going to, and do we have other questions before okay, go ahead, Councilmember Wong.
Hi. So thanks again for all the great work you do for our community. And I just wanted to see if you had any tips since November is coming up, and that is also when the time changes. And that's obviously a time where more people get hit.
Yes, especially up in Altadena, the sidewalks aren't as well established as newer, more developed cities. Just be aware while you're driving for pedestrians. If you are a pedestrian or a bicyclist rider, please wear something reflective. Don't wear the black jumpsuits and think people are going to see you. Just in front of the community center here, there was a gentleman running, and luckily there were a lot of lights and we saw him. But please stay aware and use sidewalks.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for riding safely up and back and for making it here in time. And I did see Officer Bay back there, so hello to you too, sir. Okay, we are moving on to LA County Fire. Chief Brian. Oh, he's so my Tony. Chief Brian Dowdy.
Hello, good evening, community. Good evening, council members. Thank you for having me. I was asked by Maria to step in for her tonight. She gave me some notes, luckily, so I have some talking points, thankfully. A couple of things. I do also appreciate the involvement. I've been at a lot of the community events recently, and the community has been great. So we really do appreciate all of you and all of the council for including LA County Fire into your events. So I look forward to more events as well. One of those events that's coming up is on Christmas Tree Lane. I don't know if you guys know, there's Disney involvement for this. I believe my CHP partners told me as December 6th. Is that confirmed? Okay. So they're going to close the street off completely. They're expecting near 10,000 people. So it should be a good show. But just for heads up for all of our safety partners, that could be a concern for that evening. Okay. For the month of September, we had 2 fires, 152 EMS calls, a few service calls, other good intent calls, a total of 199 different service calls. A couple of those fires, one was a tree fire, and one was a trash fire. There were 5 traffic collisions that we responded to. I'm not sure if they segue into what the CHP was talking about, but there were 5 TCs as well. So just a safety tip for obviously this month, Halloween's right around the corner. So make sure everybody stays safe. Again, the clothing, make sure we're wearing some lighter colored clothes, no dark clothing at night, especially with the kids walking around. Fire considerations, make sure we're trying to use like flame-resistant wear, make sure the kids are carrying flashlights, that sort of thing. Some of the glow sticks work as well. Cross streets at the corners, try not to cross in the middle of the street. And then lastly is keep your home well lit and clear from obstacles that people can trip over, because we're going to have a lot more pedestrians in the area. So that's pretty much all of the report stuff I have. The other thing is I was at the Habitat for Humanity's first home rebuild that they're doing on Pine Street. And a good friend of mine is actually, she works for the Habitat. She knows Victoria, Faith Mellinger, and they have up to 60 volunteers a day volunteering to help out rebuild these homes. They have 25 already funded, and they want to fund up to 100 in Altadena. So that's really good. So, yes.
Since you opened the door, I'm just going to make a quick comment about that. So Habitat does have 25 homes funded. $4.5 million came from the Altadena Builds Back Foundation through Pasadena Community Foundation, which is great. There are other community partners that are here to build homes for no cost to the homeowner. Samaritan's Purse is one. The Mennonites are another. Samaritan's Purse has 70 homes funded. So if you are watching or listening and you know someone that is uninsured or underinsured or needs help in the rebuilding process and is on the fence about whether to rebuild, there is philanthropy here that is looking to help. And Samaritan's Purse is physically here, and they are already interviewing folks. I forget how many they said that they had qualified already. And so all of that, when it gets under construction, which we hope to be by January, a lot of it will be by January and first quarter of 2026. It's super helpful to route them to any of the philanthropic partners that are looking to help us up here. So appreciate you calling that out.
Of course. They hope to have that first house done by Thanksgiving.
By Thanksgiving.
I know.
Yes, the Wood family.
That will be impressive.
They're hoping to move in. And just because we talk about it, we have 2 other homes that are going to be hopefully rebuilt and their homeowners back in them by Halloween. So those are up north of us.
Great.
Any questions for Fire before we let him go? No questions. Okay.
None? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Okay. We are going to move on to our community reports. We have LA County Parks. Is Guillermo here? I did not see Guillermo. Do we have anyone from Parks here before we move on? Nobody from Parks. Okay, we will see if he shows. We are moving on to the Eden Fire Collaborative. Is Bree here? Bree is here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bree Jensen. I am the vice chair of the Eden Fire Collaborative and Collaboratory and all the amazing things. I'm happy to share that the Eden Fire Collaboratory is now officially open to the public. That's a huge deal that we've been working towards. Our opening went very well last week, and I want to thank everyone who came out and helped us launch this important next phase of Altadena's recovery. We're now open Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 to 5, Thursdays from 9 to 7, and Fridays from 9 to 1, and we're testing those hours. So please check out EdenFireCollaborative.org as the times may change, and more maybe weekends potentially will open up as we have staff. Let's see what else is happening. We also have a store open on Thursdays from 9 to 7. That's going to be by appointment only. And you can go to the website. Again, it's EdenFireCollaborative.org to sign up. We are full until December, which is a great sign for the engagement of the community. So we're really looking to be able to get funding and staff more days so it's available. So please, you can still direct people there with the awareness that they may be on a wait list, and then we can let them know as we open up more. Let's see. If you'd like to volunteer, that means that we can be open more often, so please go to the website. You can also reach out to me at vicechair@efclc.org. Our community recovery group is up and going. Our chairs have been appointed, and we're in the process of really kind of diving into the immediate needs of the community. And lastly, we're going to be opening a contract position that we would like to hire local. It's basically kind of like a chief of staff to help us stay organized. And so please check that out on our socials and website, and spread the word if you know of anyone that's looking for about a 3-month contract to support the collaborative. Thank you. Questions? Or do I not do that questions part?
No, that's okay. Are there any questions for Bree about the Eaton Fire Collaborative's Collaboratory, which is located at 540 West Woodbury Road? No questions. If you haven't been over, oh, you see some. If you haven't been there, you can always go by during their general hours so you can see what is going on over there, and it's really good so that you can tell others what services are provided there. Go ahead, Councilmember Arnzen.
Bree, thanks for being here. Councilmember Murkison had a good point. Not everybody knows exactly what the collab. Do you have like a one line? What's the mission statement?
Oh, one line?
Yeah.
So essentially, I don't have a one line, but this is what it is. So since the fire, more than 200 organizations dove in literally within hours while the fire was still going. And so out of that has built this coalition of organizations that have come together to meet the needs of the community. So for example, Habitat for Humanity, Samaritan's Purse. So it's really like a big resource. And so we all work together essentially to meet the needs of the community, as well as we've established a long-term recovery group, which you've probably heard of. This is a way to access funding from, they're called VOADs, which is like the Red Crosses of the world. And so getting those basically big funds out into the community, it's kind of like a hub, and then we're trying to get resources out. Is that?
So it's a 36,000 square foot property. It's where the Disaster Recovery Center used to be. And like Bree said, there is a store there and a warehouse. And there are a number of the collaborative's partners who have leased space, office space there. So during the office hours, then you can go in and get services that you might need. It was impressive enough that the governor made a trip down here and he visited the collaboratory to see exactly what was going on. HPP Cares is there. They have a design, what do they call that? The design center? What are they calling the showroom, where you can see fire resistant materials for interior of your home. So there's cabinets in there. There's AstroTurf, which the governor was very interested in, and a number of other things. And I think that they have like a VR thing where you can upload your plans and see what your floor plan looks like with their offerings. So certainly check out the collaboratory.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
So essentially, the collaborative is the coalition of organizations that then created these initiatives, and the collaboratory is one of the initiatives. And then we have the community groups, and we have the long-term recovery groups, and those are also initiatives of the collaborative. Happy to explain more. It's taken me this long to be able to just say that. So, so there's a lot of moving pieces, and we're really just trying to help.
Thank you. So any other questions? Great. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I think we have ARC coming up next. No, I'm sorry. Wait, we do have ARC coming up next. Oh, great to see you, Sarah. Thank you so much. You're not ARC. Oh, you're CORE. Wait. Oh, my God.
Anders couldn't make it, so I'm part of the collaborative that's working on this showcase. So here I am. But I am neither ARC nor am I CORE. Yes, yeah. So just 3 slides. It's really fast. This came out of conversations about options for interim housing right after the fire, in talking with folks. Hi, I'm Sarah Dussault. I work on 2 different initiatives. One's called LA for LA, and I'm also a senior advisor for the Department of Angels. Our Q3 survey of survivors just came out, and yet again still shows that there are about 70% that are facing housing instability. So we've been very focused on how do we bring housing instability, and these are some of the different initiatives that we've been working on. But next slide, one of those that came out of this is a showcase of modular and prefab housing options. So we plan to launch on November 1st. This is a collaborative of groups including CORE, ARC, Community Women Vital Voices, City Lab, which is a part of UCLA, LA County, and LA for LA, and others. We're talking with Post Fire and other, and Department of Angels and other groups. This is the site plan, but actually, even since this has been drafted, it has changed slightly because we've added a different unit on the corner, and Live Connected is going up towards the top. So Villa and Modex are going to be the two units at the bottom. Villa is a 1,200 square foot unit. It could be an ADU, it could be a single family home. The unit that's coming in next to it, the same thing. And then the other units are smaller in size and could be utilized as ADUs. The address is 2231 Lincoln. As I said, we're opening on November 1st. We're happy to send a flyer. We are working on a parking plan because we want to make sure that we don't impact the neighborhood as we're open. We plan to be open for a month on Wednesdays through Sundays. And we've been working with local churches and others who have parking available near there to be able to direct people where to park. There's also a vendor tent. And we're calling this a showcase, sort of modeled after, if you've ever been to one of the showcase houses where you can see, like in different rooms, different ideas. So if you've ever been to a showcase, there's always a vendor tent. So we'll have a vendor tent where there will be education around soil testing and access to drop off soil samples. There will be other vendors who couldn't fit a unit on site in the tent, and a variety of other opportunities to get information about rebuilding. Any questions? Oh, there's a last slide that just shows some of the examples of units, and then just our mission, which is demonstrating fast, cost-effective housing types, interim housing, stackable multifamily housing options, particularly for the faith-based community that may have an opportunity to build housing on their sites, and just provide transparency and information in terms of costs and steps for the construction process. We've worked on a how-to manual working with the One Stop Center, and that will also be available both on our website, but in person, you can pick up a pamphlet. So we'll be announcing other community days as we progress.
Great. Any questions? Okay, thank you so much. Oh, go ahead, Councilmember.
Sorry. I'm just curious, how you talked about the partners, but as far as the units themselves, how are they chosen? How are the companies that manufacture them? What kind of vetting is done, and how does somebody get through to be on the lot?
So we contacted all the vendors that we knew of. So we talked to about 100 vendors. If there's a vendor you know of and they weren't spoken to, please feel free to refer them. We're having one vendor's planning to drop out, and we're putting a sort of substitute in quickly. We're also directing people to other sites. So, for example, Nano Nest already has a site. They have a housing unit up. So at the site, we'll be referring to that as well. Through that vetting process, we learned a lot. We learned that a lot of folks have beautiful websites, but they actually don't have a unit that they've produced. So, sorry to say, I may be too blunt, but true. So part of the selection process was, do you have a unit available? Are you ready for direct-to-consumer conversations? Do you have a team that does that? And examples of their product in other areas. We also went to most of these factories personally to check out the factory and make sure that they had capacity.
Victoria,
Go ahead.
Hi. I see you had LA County listed. Can
Yeah.
you tell me the extent of their involvement and where they fit in with the project?
So they own the land that we will be on, and they have given the land for this use. We're not paying for it, and their lease actually technically is with Core, and Core plans to use the site for other community purposes after we depart. You're welcome.
Great, thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you so much for being here. We'll see you on the 1st.
Yes.
Okay, we are moving on to our, to Public Works. Josh is here. I saw him earlier.
And Chair, if I may, if somebody has the can and it's still being passed around. Oh, over here. Great, thank you.
All right, good evening. Nice to be with you guys tonight. My name is Josh Svensson. I'm a civil engineer with LA County Public Works with Lee. He's our community, what's your title? Community liaison? Lee is the guy that'll be here week after week. I actually live in Pasadena, but just a half block, so Altadena is home for me. So this is the rebuild effort, and all the news is actually something exciting for us. I'm here tonight just to tell you both a bit about what we do at Public Works, and my personal assignment at Public Works right now is within our emergency management group. We only have a few minutes to go through it, so there's flyers that are going to be basically the outline of this presentation that you can take home with all the links to the things I'll be sharing. If you're not familiar with what we do, we have a lot of infrastructure. Basically, it's roads and flood control infrastructure, county engineer. We do the building inspections. Tara's here from our recovery team. You know, we have the one-stop recovery, building and safety plan check. But as you can see, there's a lot of other stuff. We have waterworks districts in Malibu and Lancaster, 120 catch basins. We actually, a lot of sewer air pipes in the area. So as we all live in LA County, or most of us, I would say, it's good to know kind of who does what. So you can go ahead to the next slide. We have a 24/7 dispatch line. Our dispatchers, they work within my group. There's somebody there right now. You can give them a call. They'll give you a friendly answer. I call personally all the time to report if there's potholes, if there's a traffic signal that's inoperable, if I see trash in the street, a number of things. If there's flooding, graffiti, we get a lot of graffiti calls, illegal dumping. If you call our dispatchers and they can't help you, they'll get you connected to who can. We also have, you can go on to the mobile app. So the mobile app, there's a link there to download it. It's also a link here in the flyer. iOS and Android, it's really helpful. It helps, you can report all the same things. If you see like a refrigerator on the side of the street, just take a picture. Somebody will take it away. Another thing that's really helpful about the mobile app is that we have a service locator that's built into that app. So if you're trying to figure out who's your water service provider, who handles street lights in a particular area. Am I in the city of Pasadena, or am I now in Sierra Madre, or am I in Altadena still? Those city boundaries can be tricky. The service locator, which is a standalone website, but also it's a function built into that app. We want to make sure people are aware of that so you can figure out who to call if you need help for one of those infrastructure issues. So that's kind of the first half of the presentation. The other half of the presentation I want to share about is just generally some readiness. So we're always recommending the ready.la County website. So LA County Public Works is part of the county family. We all operate under what's called the Office of Emergency Management. So Office of Emergency Management coordinates emergency response, and we've all gotten a lot more familiar with how that works. Unfortunately, because of this disaster, we've actually really strengthened our, I can look at my friends in the back of the room. We're continuing to build the relationship with fire, sheriff, and other first response agencies. But we're all giving the same message, which is go to ready.lacounty.gov, and the 4 steps. Have a plan, keep supplies, stay informed, get involved. Now, I'm preaching to the choir. Anybody here knows all this, but hopefully, again, we know how to tell our friends, hey, what do we do to be ready for the next fire? It's about the flood. What are we going to do? Or how do we be prepared for the earthquake? I mean, that's an issue that none of us really want to think about, but a big earthquake's going to happen. And when a big earthquake happens, a lot of people are worried about, hey, my building's going to fall on me. Like, I can tell you, if you live in a single-family house, the odds of it falling on you are essentially 0. Nobody ever gets crushed in a wood frame structure, but then your infrastructure's out, your power's out, your lights are out, your sewer, your water's not working. Those are the issues you need to prepare for. So we all worry pretty much about the wrong thing in an earthquake. It's really about how do you survive if there's a fire in my neighborhood after an earthquake? How do I get my kids if I can't drive and they're at school? Those are the things we need to be prepared for. The other risk that I want to take another minute to talk about is the post-fire mud flow risk. We actually had a little warm-up of this past week. When you have a watershed that's burned, when the vegetation's gone, the area then has a much higher likelihood of generating mud and debris flow. So you can go to the next slide. We have a mud flow page. That's the link to it there. The top link, you can see it circled. You can't read it, but it says subscribe to alerts. If you live near the foothills, and I'll show you the next page, where if you look at your house is in an area that may be impacted, definitely want to click that button. You can subscribe to text message or email-based alerts. So when our forecasters issue a mud flow warning, you'll get that alert right away. Go back for just a second. The other link that I've circled is the mud flow protection map. There's a lot of other useful information. Sandbags, there's flyers. I'll be here after if you have specific questions. But one that I do want to highlight is the map that's on the next page. So this is our mud debris flow hazard map. I've had so many conversations. Well, we're going to try to make this more easy to interpret, but right now green means bad. So let me just take a quick straw poll. Do you think it'd be easier if red meant bad? Yeah. Okay, I'll tell them that because I'm trying to convince my engineers at home. Yeah, please. If I'm trying to help everybody understand, red usually means bad, but in this case, green means bad. The reason that green means bad is because it's structured by the size of the storm, and the green is the smallest storm will hit those areas, but then a larger storm could hit the yellow, and then the biggest storm hit the red too. But if you're getting hit by the smallest, you're definitely going to get hit. So anyways, I'm trying. But if you go and your house is in the green, and in the way that it's currently is if your house is solid green, not the hashing green, then that means your house may have a structural risk. Now, if anybody in this room has that issue, you've been contacted, you probably received a door hanger. This shouldn't be a surprise to you, but we want to make sure the people that are in mud flow risk know that risk. But then the rest of those properties that are highlighted have an access risk where the mud flow could come down the road, and we saw that last year. We're always trying our best to be conservative. We never want to, think, it'll probably be fine. Then we get hit by a big storm. And this is a deadly serious issue. We saw this in Texas, just a couple months ago. But it happened here in Montecito just a few years ago in 2018. 23 lives are lost because the warning didn't get to the right people at the right time. And so, again, this is a really important issue, and especially Altadena is going to be sensitive to this for another year or so. Okay, next slide. Those are the resources that go to the different websites. The ready.la County can link them to all of those, and then I think that's about it. We're home stretch here. Okay, survival guide. This is another really good document. You can download it, 15 languages. I think I left some physical copies here at the community center last Saturday, but it has the step-by-step of how to be prepared for disasters. And then finally, you can sign up for emergency notifications on the LA County Ready website as well. Oh, and then Watch Duty. I'm going to keep saying last. If you don't know about Watch Duty, you should have it. This is a very useful app, not just for fires, but it helps have the evacuation zone and other information. If you scan that, it'll add our dispatcher to your cell phone contact list, so that's what that is. And then we have one more, which is a Works app. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
Don't go anywhere yet. Any questions for Josh before he goes? Not a one. I do want to say thank you so much for Public Works preparedness in advance of the prior storm. The K-rails are definitely helpful. We have wattles that are still up there from last, February storm. But we really appreciate your partnership, especially with LA County Fire, as it relates to preparing in advance of these storms.
Yeah, and we're just going to be, we're going to have to be patient. It's not going to be, we're not going to always be predicting storm flow, then we'll see it. There's going to be a lot of false alarms because we want to be conservative with our mud flow estimates. And those K-rails are going to be there for a couple more years. We usually want to keep them, I think, I'm not going to promise, but I think 4 or 5 years because that's when the vegetation has a chance to grow back. So, yeah.
I think that point is important for people to know. So the K-rails, I live off of Tenoble. Tenoble had the mud flow from the first storm after the fire. The K-rails that are up there at Loma Alta are going to be there for the next years.
Yeah, I don't remember the timeline.
Yeah, but it's...
One other thing I'll mention is when we did the prediction of the houses to be impacted, it was based on the standing structures. So we're paying attention to the permits as they come in, but just as you start to build, again, look at those maps and pay attention. If there's mud flow risk on your property, it's something to bear in mind.
Great.
One.
Go ahead, Councilmember Wilkins.
Do you have any liquefaction maps for earthquakes going back to earthquake disaster? Because, where you, obviously you know the story, but a lot of people don't know liquefaction is an issue.
No, I don't. That's a great question. I'm sure there's risk maps, but I don't have.
Okay.
I'll make a note. You can email me.
Because we know we're going to have the big earthquake. Right?
Yeah, and so the main risk for, and if you go to the California Seismic website, having a house bolted to your foundation is a very simple, I forget the numbers, but it's like $10,000. It's relatively inexpensive, but it helps if your house is shaking that it doesn't fall off the foundation and it limits the damage. You're not going to die if it's not bolted, but you could save yourself tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars by preventing your house falling off the foundation.
All right. Okay, one quick comment, and we've got to move on. We've got 25 candidates.
Okay, I just want to make a comment. When you started your presentation off with emergency response, and I've had the privilege of responding to emergencies with Public Works alongside doing hazmat cleanups and seeing your team work on those flood channels and just it's impressive, so I don't think people know about that enough. But when we call you for an emergency, and it's speedy, and you guys show up and do a great job.
Yeah,
so.
well, I'm proud to be part of the team, so we'll take the message back. Thank you.
Thanks,
Great.
Josh. Please
Thank you.
do. And then I know Lee wanted to make a comment. Go ahead.
No, I just have a really quick update on Lincoln Avenue Bridge. Again, my name is Lee Miller. I am the community liaison for Altadena. Last week, concrete was poured to form the bridge abutment. The remaining concrete work, including the retaining wall, is scheduled to begin tomorrow and continue through the end of the week. Installation of the steel truss is scheduled to take place from October 27th through November 7th. AC pavement, the bridge railing, as well as the chain link fence installation are expected to occur from November 10th through November 24th. And lastly, the pavement striping is scheduled for November 25th, which is 2 days before Thanksgiving. So we're getting there. That's all I have. Questions?
Any questions on the Lincoln Avenue Bridge? Go ahead, Councilmember Morona.
So does that mean on the 25th or the 26th it'll open, or post-Thanksgiving? What is our opening?
I'm hoping it's open for Thanksgiving. Anything can happen between now and then, weather permitting.
I understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Wong, did you have something too? Go ahead.
Hi, Lee. I just wanted to ask, the striping, I'm sure that's listed somewhere.
Yeah, that'll be on November 25th.
Yes, but is the striping changed from what was there before?
That, I'm not sure. All I
Okay.
know, it was like, one lane is a little wider than the other.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll send you a plan.
Thank
Give
you.
too.
Great, thanks so much, Lee. All right, we are moving on to our special presentation. I have I'm sorry, oh, so sorry. I think our partner from Parks has arrived. Guillermo, come on up.
All right. Hey, everybody. So my name's Guillermo with Parks and Recreation Department, where I'm actually stationed at Loma Alta. These are some of the programs we got going on right now. So with our R-Spot program, takes place Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Just 2 weeks ago, they actually had their Girls Empowerment Conference at East LA College. It was really great. Two of our girls actually won some prizes. One of them won a TV, and then another one got a full-on wardrobe dresser. Everybody Plays program. We got Monday through Friday, 2:30 to 6 p.m. So we've extended our hours with that. Tiny Tots, it goes all the way until November 7th, and we're going to be having our winter session start towards the end of December and then going all the way up until April. Aging Disabilities is right now actually relocated at our park inside of our community room. Unfortunately, their facility is actually burned down, so they're going to be here for the next 2 years. And then we have our program, the Dealing with Disasters program. So it's basically kind of an open therapy session. So if anybody's interested, we have that at Loma Alta Park. Here are the locations and times. And then we go to the next one. For park events, we got a couple of events coming up. Our Trick or Treat Village has actually been changed. So it was scheduled for this upcoming Friday, but now it's going to be on Halloween. And it's going to be from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So if you guys are more than welcome to come out, we're going to have a DJ, we're going to be giving out candy, we're going to do trick-or-treat stations. So it's going to be similar to a carnival. We also are going to have a small pumpkin patch, and then also we're going to be doing a t-shirt decorating with the kids. Then after that, following the next day, we're going to be doing Dia de los Muertos. And I have a minor correction. It's actually going to be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So it's not going to be at 5 p.m. in the evening, okay? That's going to be same location inside of our gymnasium at Loma Alta Park. So we are going to be decorating an altar there inside of the gymnasium. We're expecting to finish it next week on Tuesday. So if anybody wants to bring any photos of loved ones, they're more than welcome to put it at the altar. And then following that, we have our Harvest Festival. We're actually going to be in partnership with the Tony Talks organization. They're going to be hosting a huge community Thanksgiving dinner. So they're going to be servicing for over 300 people. And in partnership, we're going to be hosting our Harvest Festival, and we'll have arts and crafts for the kids. We're going to have a musical performance. So that's going to be a huge day for us. And then before that, we are going to have a Thanksgiving grab and go. The Brotherhood Crusade is actually going to be hosting similar to like a turkey giveaway. So they'll have a basket with a variety of different items that's going to be given out that day. So it's November 8th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then lastly, for the end of the year, we're expecting to have our holiday in the park. So it's going to be on December 13th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. We're still finalizing some details, but it's going to be similar to our winter pad, where we're going to have our winter snow day that day. And then recreational classes. So I know a lot of people have asked about the basketball court. So we're going to be opening that up. We actually already have it open up. It's just the schedule's been a little bit up and down just because we've been getting a lot of court partners that have been utilizing the facility. But we are opening clinics. So starting Thursdays, beginning November 6th through December 11th, we'll have from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then on Fridays, we'll have open gym, and then also on Mondays. And then for Miss Veronica Badon, she's continually hosting her tennis classes. She hosts private lessons and then group classes as well. And those range between Monday through Saturday. And then we got a new instructor. Her name is Candace. She has a fitness program. It's called Eye Candy Fitness. Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And then also Saturday mornings if you guys are interested. And then Urban Ballroom Dance still continually runs their program at Loma Alta, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And if any of you are interested, there's a QR code there. It'll take you to ActiveNet, which will basically let you register for any of our classes. And then if you guys have any questions for myself, there's my email, and then the park supervisor, Charles Carter, his email, and then our phone number for Loma Alta Park. All right.
Good to see you, Guillermo. Any questions for him? I did have a question. We had some confusion earlier. Is the sheriff's station hosting trunk or treat at Loma Alta Park? No. Now you're saying no.
Told no, because so the way it works, we get core partners similar like Brothers Crusade, Tony Talks, but we haven't been told anything specific. I mean, they might, if they, yeah, no, they would tell us.
I know, and it would be coming up. Okay. All right. So confusion about that. Thank you so much for that. Any other questions for him? Seeing none, thank you so much. Thanks for being up here. Okay, now we're moving on to our special presentation, and it's public health, and Charlene Contreras is here.
Yeah, I do. You should have my slides. 3 slides?
Did you get slides?
Uh-oh. No. Trying to think. Okay, let me talk about it first, and then we'll try and get, because it's important that you have the QR code. And so what I wanted to talk to you today was about construction. I'm sorry, my name is Charlene Contreras, and I'm with the Department of Public Health. And I wanted to talk to you today about construction noise and construction hours. And so public health, if you're not aware, public health does enforce a noise ordinance in LA County, unincorporated areas, including Altadena. And we enforce that, to protect the health and well-being of community residents, against disturbances that disrupt sleep and just our elevated noise levels. We do have some standards in code. And so the current code that we have does prohibit construction noise between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m., including Monday through Saturday and including Sundays. So no noise 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., Monday through Saturday, and all day on Sunday. And in January, after the fires, the board directed us to grant a variance to that noise code, which would allow construction noise between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., including Sundays. And so every day, the noise levels, we granted a variance to allow for construction noise. Now, those living in Altadena, you may not have noticed it, or you may have, depending on how close you are to burn down structures. But what we're here today, or what I'm here today to talk to you about, is that as building and development is going to increase in the next couple months, we're seeking your feedback on expanding this variance further. And so there's a survey, and I'll get the QR code shortly when we can post it, and then it'll, all your community members can just chime in. But we have a survey going up, and we are asking those that are living in Altadena, those whose homes burned down and are not currently living in Altadena, builders, like anybody can take this survey that was impacted by this fire. And what we want to do is try and collect a little bit of information of where you are, what your tolerance level is on allowing maybe earlier than 7 or later than 7. We just want to get a feeling of what the community wants as far as furthering the construction hours. And so it's completely anonymous. So I'll get the QR code before I leave up, and that way we can post it. And there's some examples in the survey about, some suggestions that we're considering. But the survey is really quick, and so it's a QR code, like no more than 10 questions. And again, it's going to help us decide how we shape that noise ordinance for the next 2 years. Okay. Any questions?
Council members, any questions? Councilmember Wong?
I understand there's a survey code somewhere?
Yes,
that
I'm
we'll
going to get the QR code for
Okay.
you guys so that you can have it.
No, thank you.
As a part of this slide presentation.
And is there a deadline that you'd like responses by?
No, we're just kind of trying to make a decision, in the next probably 3 to 4 weeks. So we'll give you time to spread the news as well and share it with others.
So if there's any block captains here, we'll definitely want to get that information out.
I think we were going to push it to all the block captains
captains,
that are
great.
in here. Yeah, and they can push it
Okay,
out.
go ahead, Councilmember Mohammed.
Is there any other impacts to like holidays outside of just a typical week?
It did include Sundays and holidays, but I think Christmas is out. But we were looking at allowing some Mondays that are holidays to allow for the construction.
Any other questions? Okay, so we will get the QR code. We will also link it from our website and then push it out to the community through the block captains. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here tonight. Okay, we are moving on to our community reports, and we're starting with land use. Chair Markuson.
Okay, the land,
I was just going to ask, is Carlos here? Oh, he's
oh, there he is,
raising
back
hand back
there.
there.
Yeah, okay. The Land Use Committee met on October 7th, and we reviewed 2 projects that we will be voting on tonight. The McDonald's project, which is the first one that we will be reviewing, what is at the corner of Altadena Drive and Washington Boulevard. It is a project that is to rebuild the burnt down building, and then also to redesign the drive-through to be 2 lanes. So, and the purpose of that is to solve a problem we had with cars in the road waiting to get into the drive-through. So that is what this project is. I was able to go around to the businesses around there that were there. This is a project of basically rebuilding what was there. The hours will remain the same for both drive-through and the store or the restaurant. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you, Carlos Madrigal is here from McDonald's, and he's going to show you what the new redesign looks like.
Good evening, Altadena community, and to the council, Altadena Town Council, for allowing us to come in and present our project that we're proposing to do. I do have a presentation, so with that, we're basically reconstructing the restaurant that was damaged during the Eaton fires. The construction is going to be new in our view, so we're working with building permits with the county and, of course, with the Altadena community. This restaurant's going to have an improvement in terms of the seating. It's a smaller restaurant, and this will have approximately about 40 seats. The current has about 14 to 20. One of the things that we were doing prior to the fire was we were working on a dual drive-through, which we call a secondary order point, and that was in the process, and unfortunately the fire happened, and we're starting pretty much from scratch. So that is part of the construction that we're still going to do, is like Diane said, is kind of continue with that. This is the proposed restaurant. As you can see, if you go back one slide, please, that's the existing, and the layout is the same. What's changing here is, one, we have a slightly bigger building. We are going to lose a couple of parking stalls, and then also we will have a secondary drive-through lane, so what we call it side-by-side. We are in the process of, with regional planning, we're in process for a CUP, and again, we're presenting as a requirement, which we always do with our new projects. Like I mentioned, this restaurant's going to have 4,142 square feet and 17 parking stalls. We're going to have bike lockers, bike racks, and EV parking stalls. This is a franchisee. His name is Michael Pernicke. And again, this will have new hires. We're going to have approximately about 70 to 80 employees. That includes some of the current employees that we had today. Right now, some of them are working at other locations that Michael has and his brother and his sister, so they've kind of made some adjustments to some of the employees, so they're keeping them busy, but there are some that aren't working just yet, so we hope to get them soon. I mentioned we're doing a conditional use permit and a site plan review through the regional county planning department, and what we're proposing here is the new architecture. This is our landscape plan. We're providing about 14% landscape. We definitely are putting some new trees. Landscape, you can see the greenery. And again, on this layout, it's easier to see where we have the building, which like I said, it's a little bit wider and a little bit longer in the end. And what that is, it's the dining room addition, expansion, and also the kitchen to be bigger to keep up with the technology that we have today. We are proposing, this will be the new seating. This is our decor portfolios. There's 3 to pick from. We call one Ray, Luna, Route 66. It hasn't been chosen yet, but this is an upscale, what we call, as far as casual dining, seating and decor. We're proposing a road sign. At this moment, we have 23 feet, but again, that's can be negotiated. What we're going to do, the existing sign now is a monument sign. And we met earlier with Diane's group. There was an issue with safety, and I agree. That monument sign that we have now blocks the entrance to the driveway coming in and exiting. So by giving us a pole sign, you can kind of see at the angle what we call triangle visibility, and that's going to help. Again, we proposed 23 feet, but we can definitely go. The intent is to have a pole sign so that cars can see in and out on the corner. Again, this is the drive-through components. We have menu boards, and we have the order points and directional signs. This, what you're seeing now, is just kind of a conceptual of what it would look like after it's built. So it's generated rendering. It's a conceptual of what it would look like in terms of completion. That's the current lot. We demoed the existing building, and then again, we're looking to come back very, very soon with the support of the community. We do, would again hope that we get an approval from the group, from the town council today, so that we can continue moving. The only thing that we've done at this point is just regional planning.
Right.
We hope to get into building permits very soon, hoping 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how today's meeting goes. So with that, again, if there's any questions from the community or the board.
Yeah, does anybody on the council have questions for Carlos? Carlos, I think you and I talked about, do you have a sort of projected finish date for?
What we're looking for is first quarter to start and complete. So March is what we're anticipating if we can really get started on building permits. Right now, we're finishing our construction drawings to submit to building for permitting. So a timeline that we have is like being permitted, hopefully by December, January, and then start construction, which will probably put us somewhere around the first quarter, 3rd months or thereabouts.
So, yeah, so just so everybody understands, the CUP is required because of the drive-through. In Altadena, it's required that it comes before the town council and the community to put in new drive-throughs. So that's what's triggering this. If there are no other questions, go ahead.
I just wanted to make 2 quick comments, but I saw that Councilmember, did you?
Yeah, just quickly, do you have a projected regional planning CUP hearing date yet, or no?
No, they wanted us to. They wanted support and a letter coming from before they set that up.
Right.
That's the next step.
So just a couple of comments before we move to our action. 1, thank you so much for cleaning up the space with the swiftness with which you did. I watched it every day that it occurred, and it was Heartbreaking to see it go down. Also, thank you so much for your investment in this community and for coming back. Not every business that was lost is going to come back, so we certainly appreciate that. I'm now living in the neighborhood where the restaurant once was, and I miss it tremendously, so I'm looking forward to its return. And lastly, I would just say that we are very focused on helping businesses that want to get open, get open.
Right.
So if you have any stumbling blocks whatsoever, the director of Altadena Recovery and Niche we just did this with Altadena Cookie Company, handhold the process through with regional planning so that you can get a hearing date.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
I'll-
thank you.
I'm helping him with that, yeah.
Great.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
thank you so much. Go ahead, Diane.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a motion, if there's no other discussion. In the matter of CUP RPPL 2023-004561, to rebuild the store and expand the drive-through for the McDonald's located at 1306 North Altadena Drive. I move that the project be recommended for approval without conditions, using the exact same hours that have always been there to the store and the drive-through.
Second.
She's, yeah, we got
We have a
second.
motion and a second to approve this CUP as presented without conditions. Are there any, or, wait, no, not any.
What?
I can't, listen.
All those in favor?
Thank you so much, Diane. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposing? Any abstentions? All right, the motion carries. We will prepare a letter
Yes.
to go to regional planning in support of this project.
Great,
Right.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
And also
Carlos,
the
and thanks for
community.
coming. And by the way, they had a problem originally with people dumping in that, even though they had a fence around it. So what looked really, really bad was because they figured out that they had that problem. So they're monitoring that closely now.
Thank you.
And then
Yeah.
Carlos, before you go ahead, Councilmember Wong.
Oh, and I just wanted to applaud the adjustments that you made for
Right.
visibility
Oh, yes.
all the way around. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Please share with the franchisee our support.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, we are moving on, Diane, to
Nick.
action item 2.
Yes, that's Nick. Oh, Kim, okay.
Go ahead, Councilmember Yu.
Let's see, so we're talking about Bar Betsy. Tyler Wells, the owner of the restaurant, has presented at the Land Use Committee the plans for the restaurant. This has been in conversation with the Land Use Committee since before the Eaton fire, and we are here to vote on it today. The restaurant is located at 871 East Mariposa in Census Tract 4602. The applicant is requesting the sale of beer and wine for on-site and off-site consumption on and off the restaurant. It is 1370 square feet with 35 seats. There's a full kitchen, and they will offer a full menu of food items at all hours of operation. Alcohol consumption, beer and wine consumption will be ancillary to the main focus of coffee and food service. Applicant would like to have regular hours of 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Canvassing was conducted prior to the fire, and we were able to canvass and get responses from 20 households, and there were 0 households that expressed opposition. And since then, we have opened it up to more public comment, and we have not received any opposition. So, in the matter of the plan number RPPL 2024-003530 concerning the establishment at 871 East Mariposa Street, site of future Bar Betsy, requesting CUP for beer and wine for on-site and off-site sales, I move that the Altadena Town Council vote to approve the CUP with the following conditions. 1, the sale of beer and wine will be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Sunday to Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. No alcohol shall be served at the site beyond 10 p.m. from Saturday to Thursday, and 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Any unfinished serving already being consumed at the time shall be consumed within 60 minutes of the latest permitted time to serve alcohol at the site. 2, security cameras shall be installed inside and outside the restaurant facing the outdoor dining and surrounding area. Video footage shall be retained for at least 1 month and shall be made available to law enforcement upon request. 3, all regulations of the state of California prohibiting the sale of alcoholic beverages to minors shall be strictly enforced. 4, permittees shall post or otherwise provide telephone numbers of local law enforcement agencies and taxi cab companies at or near the cashier or similar public service areas. Such telephone numbers shall be visible by and available to the general public. 5, there shall be no consumption of alcoholic beverages outside the designated areas of the subject facility. The permittee shall instruct all designated employees who directly serve or in the practice of selling alcoholic beverages regarding this restriction. 6, the permittee shall develop and implement a designated driver program, i.e. free soft drinks or coffee for designated driver of a group. The permittee shall submit the program to the Director of Planning for approval prior to this approval of the CUP. All employees shall be trained on the program. Notice of such a program shall be placed where easily visible by patrons inside the premises. 7, all servers of alcoholic beverages must be at least 18 years of age. Did I get? Oh, no. Yeah, let me grab it. I apologize. Yeah. Or Betsy. Okay, we were at 7. Okay, you can continue.
Picking up at 7 or 8?
We're at 8.
8, there shall be no music or other noise audible beyond the restaurant premises. The restaurant will comply with all LA County noise ordinance provisions. 9, not less than 40% of the income from the business enterprise shall be derived from the sale of food and non-alcoholic beverages. The business owner shall at all times maintain records which reflect separately the gross sales of food and the gross sales of alcoholic beverages. Said records shall be available to the Los Angeles County Department of Regional Planning, the Department of Alcoholic Beverages Control, or the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department on demand. 10, food service shall be continuously provided during operating hours. 11, no service of alcoholic drinks will be provided in disposable cups of any type. 12, the outdoor seating area shall be clearly defined and follow all ABC rules for outdoor areas. 13, sidewalk access will remain clear with a minimum walkway width of 5 feet or fire code allowance, and all outdoor seating shall adhere to LA County Code for outdoor dining. 14, a trash can shall be provided in the outdoor area and emptied regularly. 15, the permittee and all managers and designated employees of the establishment who directly serve or are in the practice of selling alcoholic beverages shall participate in the LEAD, License Education on Alcoholic and Drugs program. All new designated employees shall be required to attend. The licensee shall display a certificate or plaque in a publicly accessible area of the establishment, such as the lobby, indicated they have participated in the program. Proof of completion of the facility's training program by employees, the licensee, and all managers shall be available upon request. 16, the permittee shall provide adequate lighting to the satisfaction of the director above of all entrances and exits to the premises. 17, the permittee shall provide adequate lighting to the satisfaction of the director in all parking areas and walkways under the control of the permittee. And lastly, 18, all parking lot and other exterior lighting shall be a color temperature of 3000 K or lower and be hooded and be dark sky compliant and be directed away from neighboring residences to prevent direct illumination and glare.
We have a motion. Can we get a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this topic before we move on? I think we've heard it before. Okay. So go ahead.
I would like to just clarify, though it's called Bar Betsy, it isn't necessarily what we would naturally think of as a bar. It's more of a cafe that has wine and beer.
Understood. And food. Wine, beer,
Always
and
food.
Always food. Okay. So we are going to vote. All in favor of recommending approval with the conditions, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Any abstaining or any opposing? I see none. So we will prepare a letter for this project as well. Thank you, and thank you everyone for your work on both of these. They've been hanging out there for some time, and I think that both of the proprietors are going to be happy to see them move forward. All right, we are moving to our main event, which is our election, and I will turn this over to our election chair, Councilmember Molden.
All right, thank you all for being here. A few of you have asked if you can go beyond the 90 seconds that we originally allotted. We've been given a hard stop at around 9:30, and I've calculated we have about 21 candidates, and if we do 2 minutes for each, hopefully we can be done about 9 o'clock, and then I have about a 2-minute presentation to kind of follow up afterwards to give you more information because you will have some questions. Let me read out the names. We're going to go in order of census tract. I sent you all an order of how the statements will be presented. If you can keep an eye on Councilmember Morona, she's going to hold up a cue card here when you have 30 seconds and 10 seconds left. We ask that you respect the time. So let's try to give everybody 2 minutes. But so the first census tract will be 4601, and the order that we'll present, that will have our statements, will be Brandon Perez. Are you here? Okay, we'll read your statement. Courage, are you here? Okay, you'll be second. Ian McFeet, you'll be third. And Morgan Whirledge, you'll be fourth. Okay. Do you want to start?
Are we reading the statement
with
first?
Brandon Perez, please. I handed out statements to our...
Brandon Smith?
Perez.
Perez. Oh, I don't have his, sorry. We'll circle back.
Why don't we have Courage come up while we find Brandon's statement? So Courage, go ahead and come up. Okay, you've got the time.
Now, I must ask for clarification. Am I reading the statement that I submitted, or am I speaking?
You can go either way. You can go either way. Courage, are you ready? Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. And Councilmember Morona? Okay, go ahead.
My name is Courage, and I'm running for 4601. I'm sure more than a few people have heard of me at this point. I do not have a script because I don't believe in performative language. I believe in being 100% real, which is what I think is my greatest strength, as also my greatest challenge, is that I'm about 100% authenticity. I speak off the cuff. I'm very honest. What you see is what you get. I must be honest as well, is that I am not a fan of society's institutions or systems. However, one thing I am a fan of is this community. When I spoke here 2 years ago, I truly did mean it when I fell in love with this community. I love Altadena so much, and every single one of you, which is the reason why I've been fighting so very hard all this year when the fire happened. And I was beyond heartbroken that this happened to the most beautiful place that I've ever been to in my life, both in its sense of humanity as well as its community. So what I want to share is that if I were to be elected to town council, it'd be more of the same of what I've been doing since day one. I've been, like I said, I've poured my heart out with so many things that I've done this year, from the Altadena Future Fair, raising $2,000 for the Eaton Fire Relief Fund, and as well as running my info streams, the Altadena community calendar. I've done so many things this year because I believe so much in this community, and I love every one of you so much. And so if we're elected to town council, it'd be more of the same plus more. I want to be engaged, I want to be where the change is, and I want to see as well if we can transform town council into the powerful tool of transformative change that I feel it always has had. And I want to see what could happen if we could have a grassroots takeover of town council and really see how we can use it to our best advantage, and so that we can build into the future a much better Altadena. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like me to read Brandon Perez's statement? I have his statement. Go ahead. Okay. All right, this is the statement of Brandon Perez for 4601. Our community stands at a defining moment. The wildfire that forever changed our town left behind deep scars, but also a powerful reminder of who we are, strong, compassionate, and determined to rebuild. Today, we face both the challenge and the opportunity to restore not just what was lost, but to strengthen the foundation for future generations. I'm seeking a position on the Town Council to work alongside our community in shaping the next chapter of Altadena's story, one that honors our history, celebrates our diversity, and preserves the vibrancy of our town while guiding us toward a thoughtful and sustainable future. As a lifelong resident, 28 years and counting, I have seen our community at its best and during its hardest times. My background in engineering has taught me how planning, resilience, and careful problem solving can turn challenges into opportunities. Rebuilding to me isn't just about construction, it's about restoring our sense of place and purpose. I represent a generation that believes deeply in collaboration, transparency, and respect for those who came before us. I want to ensure that young families, students, and future community leaders can work alongside longtime residents to make informed, balanced decisions for the good of all. If elected, I will focus on rebuilding strategies that prioritize wildfire mitigation, sustainable infrastructure, support for local businesses, and seeking additional resources for recovery, all while protecting the character and history that make our town unique. This town is my home. I'm ready to listen, to work hard, and to build on the legacy that so many of you helped create. Together, we can ensure a safer, stronger, and more vibrant Altadena for every generation.
Okay. Next, we'll have Ian McPhee.
That's Donovan, my biggest cheerleader. I'm Ian McPhee. My name is Ian McPhee. I am an educator here in Altadena. I've been in education for 25 years. I've lived in Altadena for 13 years. And I'm here because I love Altadena. Lost my home in the fire. How many lost their homes in the Altadena fire, Eaton fire? I was reading through Morgan. Morgan sent a statement to everybody in Tract 4601. It was absolutely beautiful, and he said, I would just be honored, I'm honored that there's this much interest in being a part of the council. I'm interested in being part of the council just to make a difference. I'm committed to Altadena, and I want to see it thrive. But like Courage, I think, who eloquently said, you know, it's not about him, he's really about giving back to the community. I think most of the folks who are here tonight who've lost their homes are here to serve others, which is absolutely amazing. Nick, I've been inspired by your work. I have to say that. So I want to do that. I want to be a Nick Arnzen. I want to be a Dot. I do, and I want to be my own version of that, but I also want to help the community. And honestly, if any of the candidates who spoke or even just had their statements read were elected, I'd be fine to support them as well. But if you vote for me, great. Love to be a part of it. Thank you so much for your time.
And last, we'll have Morgan Worledge.
Well, thank you to my fellow candidates and members of the Town Council. It's an honor to participate and put myself forward for Census Tract 4601 with these other amazing people. Not too long ago, my family moved to Altadena in a home which is at the base of the Cobb Estate and the Echo Mountain Trailhead. We had always known Altadena was a special place, but only when you live here do you truly know how special it is. Like so many of you, my family lost our home. But what hurts the most is losing the neighbors and community which had become the foundation of our daily lives. Since the fire, my full-time focus has been on rebuilding, not just our house, but our community. I'm a neighborhood captain with Altogether, where I chair the rebuilding committee and co-write the neighborhood captain's newsletter, reaching 200 block captains every other week. I also recently started co-chairing the Eaton Fire Collaborative Rebuilding Committee, where I sit with experts in architecture, disaster case management, and infrastructure. Our census tract incorporates the wildland-urban interface and very high fire hazard severity zone. This means there will be critical decisions that directly affect our home designs, insurability, landscaping, and infrastructure. I want every resident to be educated so their rebuild is a success and isn't full of surprises. I plan to put together regular town halls to serve as a forum for residents to learn, as well as direct communication channel to and from the county. Additionally, a true rebuilding effort must include robust support for businesses that give Altadena its warm, inclusive, small-town feel, and I intend to make sure the community has a seat at the table when it comes to Altadena's economic and business recovery. The next 2 years will be a critical time for Altadena. If elected, I will be a strong voice for the residents of Census Tract 4601 and Altadena as a whole, doing everything I can to ensure our recovery is community-driven and our voices play a part in every decision being made. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. So next we're going to have Census Tract 4602. Catherine Stroud Donovan will be first, and then Kim Yu will be second. Catherine, you may start. Okay, you want to go ahead? We'll have Kim Yu next.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity tonight to speak to you. Dear Altadena neighbors, my name is Kim Yu, and I'm honored to be running for re-election to the Altadena Town Council. Since initially elected in December 2023, seems like eons ago, I've had the privilege of serving on the Land Use Committee, the Safe Streets Committee, the beloved Film Committee. In December 2024, I was voted by the council to serve on the executive committee as recording secretary. After the fire, I joined the newly created Renters Protection and Recovery Committee because I believed in helping and serving our most vulnerable population. But beyond these committees, my service took on a new meaning after the Eaton fire changed all our lives. I'm a fire survivor. We lost our home, and just 4 days after the fire, I helped co-launch the recoveryaltadena.com website and our current Instagram account. Two things that didn't exist before the fire, but we felt was critical to our community outreach and recovery communications. Since the day of the Eaton fire, I've worked tirelessly to support my neighbors, coordinate recovery efforts, and bring transparency and resources to those who need them most. And I want to continue doing so. Since January 7th, I spent countless hours on calls and meetings, corresponding by emails, texts, walking alongside survivors, not just advocating, but listening, grieving, and helping to figure out what's next together, because I believe all Altadenans deserve a safe Altadena to live in, and an Altadena that can and will be rebuilt stronger, safer, and more resilient. I'm running for re-election because our work is far from over. I remain deeply committed to advocating for environmental protection, public health and safety, and ensuring that residents of Census Tract 4602 and all of Altadena are not forgotten. I love this community. I love Altadena. And I ask that you support me in my work to help Altadenans thrive. Let's keep showing up. Let's keep building forward together.
Statement from Catherine Stroud Donovan. I have lived in Altadena for 12 years. My husband and I raised our son there, and we are very grateful for that. I always tell friends of the wonderfully unique experience his childhood was growing. Sorry, I'm touched at all of you running. This is truly amazing. I always tell friends of the wonderfully unique experience his childhood was growing up in a lovely, safe community while still in Los Angeles. I, like so many others, lost my house in the Eaton Canyon fire. It was completely devastating, but we are determined to rebuild our house and our community. I would love to help and support the Altadena Town Council, so I am running in CT 4602. I know we are all figuring it out and can feel overwhelmed or alone. I can be there to help others as we go through this rebuild together. We all need each other. Let me know how to be of help. Best, Catherine.
Okay, so next we're going to do Census Tract 4603.01. First will be Brandon Smith. I believe he's absent, so we'll have our election committee read that. And then second will be Dorothy Wong.
Brandon Smith. As a lifelong Altadena resident, community leader, and public servant, I am deeply committed to rebuilding, strengthening, and representing our town. My experience in workforce development, wildfire recovery, and community engagement has prepared me to serve effectively on the council and ensure that residents' voices are heard and acted upon. Like many of you, the tragedy of the Eaton fire strengthened my resolve to ensure that Altadena's recovery is equitable, resilient, and community-led. I am co-founder and former Chief Executive Officer of the Forestry and Fire Recruitment Program, FFRP, a nonprofit dedicated to workforce development, wildfire prevention, and reentry support. Under my leadership, FFRP grew from a grassroots effort into a statewide initiative with partnerships across federal, state, county, and community agents. My professional journey also includes serving as teacher at NIA Education Charter, formerly Edison Elementary, and as a wildland firefighter with the U.S. Forest Service. My work has been recognized by the James Irvine Foundation, the J.M. Kaplan Fund, and Echoing Green Global Fellowship. These experiences taught me how to bridge government agencies with community needs I will bring to the town council. Since the Eaton fire, I have worked as a community consultant advocating for equitable recovery, resources, improved wildfire mitigation, and transparent rebuilding processes. If elected, I will focus on strengthening communication between residents, government agencies, and community-based organizations to identify needs and allocate support, advocating for equitable rebuilding and fire resilience across all neighborhoods in the district, supporting youth, workforce, and small business opportunities that keep Altadena thriving, especially along Altadena Drive, Glen Rose, and Altadena Drive, Glen Rose corridors. I would be honored to earn your vote for Altadena Town Council. Respectfully, Brandon N. Smith.
Good evening, fellow Altadenans. My name is Dorothy Wong, and I'm asking for your vote for these next 2 years as your representative, one of, for Census Tract 460301. How did I end up running for town council in the first place? Similarly, it was my love of this town that I didn't really know I had until I ran for council focusing on traffic safety. At this time, I too, like many of my neighbors, lost our homes, and I knew how vulnerable we were, and I did my best over the time. And for that, I want to recognize Mama Dee, who lived on Calanda, and many other neighbors. So my friend said, Dorothy, don't talk about the fire. But that's why I'm back here. I want to be here for 2 more years, taking my love of Altadena, the love of the community, and the bonds that we have together, and let's make it stronger together. I always cry, don't I? I am from Hawaii, so I lead from the heart, aloha aina, for the land. I love the trees. I will fight for the trees. Mature trees are our kupuna, and they're so important for our resilience. So thank you. I can't read my writing because I'm so dramatic right now, but I love Altadena. I first started with let's rebuild, or let's build Altadena funky, let's keep it funky, let's build funky Altadena, resilient and sustainable for these next 2 years. Aloha.
Thank you. So next we're going to have Census Tract 4603.02. First we'll have Heidi Lewis. Second we'll have John Jason Carmody. And third we'll have Matthew Lorshiner.
Good evening. I'm here today because I want to represent Track 4603.02. I have lived in Altadena for 23 plus years. It took me 10 minutes to walk through the house to say I love it. I love my neighbors. My neighbors are from multi-faceted, diverse. We have a musician, a professional drummer that married a seismologist, somebody from working at JPL, artists, educators, lawyers. I've never seen such a diverse and more rich community, and it really saddened me when we stayed until 6 in the morning to fight the fire. We were the last ones off of our block. We saw everything burn down. Not only did we I lost my house and I lost my business. I lost one neighbor in the fire, and then July 5th, we lost another neighbor because he committed suicide because his contractor took the money and ran. I am so upset that that has happened. I'm my own general contractor for my build because I'm so afraid of having that happen to myself. I have had several bids on my property right now that are triple what they should be because I'm a woman. Probably that, and probably because I'm also the homeowner, because I don't know any better. And I don't want to see my neighbors go through the same thing, and I want to make a change. I want to make that contractor has to pay. He has to pay. Nobody in Altadena should be going through that, and I want to do something positive so that nobody else has to go through it. So please keep me in mind for voting for me for Track 4603.02. Thank you.
I'm so very sorry, by the way. That just made me very emotional when you said that, so I'm very sorry that you had to go through that. Thank you to the Altadena community for this opportunity. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve the past 2 years. My name is John Carmody. I'm running for re-election to represent the wonderful residents of Census Tract 4603.02. I have served on the Land Use Committee for 4 years, which gave me the opportunity to help small businesses open their doors in our beloved town, canvassing and playing a small part in the reopening of the Bob Lucas Library, in addition to serving on the election committee back in '24. Through all of this, I have gained firsthand experience with many issues that shape our community, from rebuilding and zoning to preserving what makes Altadena such a special place to live. If reelected, my priorities are clear: continuing supporting residents as they return and rebuild their homes, strengthen communication and transparency between the town council and our community, advocate for the resources needed to restore our neighborhoods, and protect the character of Altadena, which is so very important. I will work to foster collaboration among local agencies, businesses, and residents, ensuring that as we all rebuild together, we do it so together with equity, safety, and community at the heart of every decision. When the Eaton fire tore through our community, it quickly became clear how important it was for the town council to share clear, trustworthy information. In those first few hours and throughout the days, weeks, and months that followed, we did everything we could to help, posting updates, sharing resources, and checking in on our neighbors. That also meant holding daily town council meetings and working alongside local and county officials to make sure that we had the most accurate, up-to-date information to pass along to our community, our neighbors, and our friends. I helped many of the residents within my census tract, which included families I had never met before, for the first time while we were all displaced at the Hotel Dena for several weeks. Many weren't even in my census tract, but at that moment, we were all just neighbors trying to help one another get through this. The resilience of Altadena is inspiring, and I'm proud to call this place home alongside my wonderful husband and our beautiful little boy who lost his school. My name is John Carmody, and I humbly ask for your vote to continue representing the wonderful Altadena community and my wonderful census tract of 4603.02 as we rebuild and move forward stronger than ever. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Matt Lorscheider. I'm also running for 4603-02, the heart of West Altadena. Very proud to live in West Altadena. My wife and I chose West Altadena particularly to raise our children. We have 2 children at Jackson, a 5th grader and a 3rd grader. I wrote a whole lot of stuff down that I probably can't get through in 2 minutes. Mostly what I've done of late. Some of you may know that Jackson used to be called Andrew Jackson. Now it's Mary Jackson. I was the chair of the committee that did that renaming process. I volunteer a lot at Jackson. I was once VP of the PTA. Currently, I'm helping to organize parent response to Pasadena Unified's dramatic cuts and reassignments that have really affected Jackson, Altadena Arts Magnet, Elliott, Octavia Butler. And so I do want to highlight, I think, what I want to come to the ATC to do is try to protect the institutions that we still have intact, like our schools. Obviously, schools are very important to me. I have 2 children in the schools. And I feel like PUSD is trying to, instead of giving us more support, is saying, hey, your house is all burnt down. Let's take all your teachers away, too. It pisses me off. And hearing stories like you shared about contractors ripping people off, it pisses me off, right? And I think we all have a right to be pissed off as Altadena residents, especially West Altadena. Not to dismiss East Altadena, but West Altadena, we're really pissed off, all right? And so I want to do 2 things. Number 1, I want to help preserve what we have. 3 things. I want to preserve what we have, get back what we lost, right? I want to eat the blueberry French toast at Little Red Hen again, all right? And I want to hold to account the people that failed us on January 7th. And I want to hold to account the people that are vultures circling now that want to take West Altadena away from us and our neighbors. Get our neighbors home, restore our community, good schools, good businesses, good houses. Thank you very much. I hope to earn your vote.
Okay, thank you. We are moving along to 4610. First, we'll have Anton Anderson. Second, is he here? Okay, second, we'll have Jose Ortega. Third, we'll have Nicole Galvin Ortega. Is she here? Perfect. And then last, we'll have Torrin Joseph Floyd. Thank you.
I don't know how I was going to try to stay within 2 minutes, so I'll do my very best. Hearing all the stories here is just, it's insanely emotional. I'm a native of Altadena. I've lived here for over 50 years. I'll let you guess how many years over 50 years. My early childhood experiences were growing up in the meadows and experiencing the wonderful community here in Altadena. I'm one member of the many multi-generational families that are here in Altadena. Well, shout out to my cousins who did very well on TV recently. And, you know, part of the heartbreak, in addition to hearing these stories, you know, growing up, I was surrounded with aunts and uncles and cousins and could walk to their homes, and trying not to get emotional, kind of recalling all of it right now. And obviously watching the hometown burn was heartbreaking, but then to just to have so many family members, you know, directly that I'd seen all the time, just even more heartbreaking. And funny enough, I'd actually been planning on running for the town council for some time, prompted by a neighbor of mine. But it feels especially important now. And if I'm elected, my overarching goal will be to ensure that the voice of Altadena for state and local officials, you know, particularly in Western Altadena and Southwest Altadena, which is where my region would be, that their voice is heard and has that voice. I got to speed up. I'm going to see the 30-second thing going, because Altadena is going to be different no matter what. And so there's going to be many competing interests. And so my pledge is to ensure that Altadena's legacy is preserved, even as we move forward, both with businesses and residences. I'm a tech geek, so I'll admit I have a website because I knew I would run out of time, antonforaltadena.com. But my professional background as a tech geek and as a consultant is to take complex and thorny things and demystify them and make them simple. And so that's the approach that I want to bring to Altadena. I'm deepening my roots, so antonforaltadena.com.
How's it going, folks? Good evening. My name is Jose Ortega. I'm a resident of Lincoln Avenue, and I'm here to represent the Census Tract 4610. A little bit about myself. I am a recent homeowner right before the fires. I'm a recent dad right after the fires, and recently I've been navigating the difficult process of rebuilding, recouping, and re-establishing our time within our community. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and why I think it'd be a good fit for Altadena Town Council. I'm a project manager as my profession. 10 years I've spent working at LAX, building probably some of the most complex mechanical projects that you can think of. I have very great experience negotiating, talking in large groups, negotiating with contractors, bid process, labor, and I think that I can bring some of that to the table. A little bit about, damn it, sorry. I was speeding up there. Sorry. And real quick, I just want to talk. I came here to represent our community. Obviously, we're in a census tract that is partially, a lot of living structures remain. My garage is actually the only burned structure on that side of town. And I think that their community is a little bit voiceless right now. So I'd be happy to take your vote. I'm here to represent the community, see in Altadena. I come from humble beginnings. I was born and raised in South Central to 2 immigrant parents. I never thought I'd be aiming to get into an Altadena Town Council. I never even knew Altadena existed when I was a kid. I've been here for about a decade, and I'd love to serve you guys. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Ortega. Ortega sounds familiar. That's actually my husband. As he mentioned, we are recent homeowners here in Altadena. I've been coming to Altadena for over 30 plus years, and I am sure just like you, we are in absolute love and awe and every single day of the wonderful mountains. It brings us peace in this hectic day. A little bit about myself is I am a first generation, everything from college graduate, I am an attorney, I have immigrant parents, so I am very proud. I'm also the firstborn, so if you know anyone who is similar to me, you know we are resilient, we are a little stubborn, and that works in our benefit because we dream big, and when someone tells us no, we find solutions. If our family comes to us for problems, we are the solution makers. And you might think, why me? I don't come from a long line of rich family or have a pedigree to my name, but I like to feel that I'm representing the working mother, the working neighbor, where life is so quick, I can't afford to take a vacation. I haven't taken a vacation in years because I can't afford it. And I hear my neighbors and my community members where they are confused and scared and don't know what to do, and they're trying to make the best out of the situation that we're in. And that's why I'm here, because I want to bring resources to my community, bring the voices, bring the knowledge, and connect these two worlds. That's very important to the people who never left, didn't have the opportunity to leave. So please vote for me, 46. Thank you.
My name is Torrin Joseph Floyd, and I just really want to take this time to say I am so honored to be here with everyone. Thank you for sharing your stories and your emotion, your passion. I really do thank God that each and every one of you are alive and that you're here to tell your story and to continue living another day. I think that is the most important thing of why we're here. I'm very excited to be here. My great-grandparents came to Altadena on my mother's side and my father's side, and were a part of building this beautiful place where people of all walks of life can come together and live in harmony and peace. I've never seen a place as beautiful as Altadena where people could thrive. I went to elementary school at Andrew Jackson, and I went to Linda Vista. My grandfather taught at PHS and Muir High School, so I have a real investment in this beautiful community that we have. I'm on the West Side track. My backyard and garage burnt down. And the sense of community that there was actually people out canvassing our street and our neighborhood is what actually saved our house from catching fire as our backyard burned down. That is what I love about Altadena. I'm honestly really running because for someone between 30 and 40, growing up in this place, I don't want us to feel like we don't have any hope with continuing the legacy that all of these beautiful people have established, as well as my family. Me and my grandparents are probably the only two people in our family that have our houses left, our properties left. And so I would like to be an informant, an educator. My background is with the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce, where I helped organize municipalities and procurement opportunities for young entrepreneurs. I would like to bring my knowledge and my wealth and my connections to supporting my community in any way that I can so that we make this place even better than it was. Thank you guys so much. God bless you all.
Excellent. So now we're moving on to 4611. The first is J.D. Angel. Are you here? Okay, so we'll be reading your statement, and then next will be Pat Sutherland. Oh, you made it. Yay.
Do you want me to read first or him to go? Oh,
Sorry to tease you like that. Hello, members of the council, members of Altadena. My name is J.D. Angel. I'm a resident of Altadena, California. I'm here tonight to formally declare my intention to run for the Altadena Town Council. Recent events have led me to realize that seeking political office is the most effective way to expand the scope, size, and pace of my community service. We can't erase the harm that's been done, but we can redefine our purpose for a new age. Following careful consideration and deliberation, I have decided to step forward and offer my dedication, skills, and passion to serve the community in a greater capacity. As a survivor of the Eaton Fire and a lifetime resident of Southern California, including San Diego, Los Angeles, and Altadena, I've had first-hand experience with the challenges and opportunities that have shaped our communities. My recent collaboration with esteemed Town Council member Nick Arnzen and the Altadena Town Council as art curator and co-host for Altadena Pride has provided me with vital insight. I believe my background in community work, which began in the 5th grade, volunteerism of 30-plus years in California, and a full scholarship to study mediator work with the Los Angeles County Bar Association and the State Bar of California, uniquely positions me to contribute meaningfully to the growth and well-being of our community. Throughout my career, I have consistently demonstrated a commitment to integrity, collaboration, and effective leadership. I am deeply invested in addressing the concerns and aspirations of our fellow citizens and am enthusiastic about working together to implement positive change. I'm eager to engage in dialogue with community members to gain a deeper understanding of the issues that matter most to them. My goal is to foster an inclusive and transparent dialogue that reflects the diverse voices and experiences within our community and advocacy. I am truly honored and humbled by the opportunity to seek your support and earn your trust. I look forward to the journey ahead, and I'm eager to share my vision for a brighter future for our community in the upcoming months. Thank you for your consideration, and I hope to earn your confidence and support as I embark on this important endeavor. Thanks for listening.
hard time staying on point, so we'll see what part of things that I've written down I'm actually going to use. There we go. Okay. My name is Pat Sutherland, and I am running for re-election in Census Tract 4611. I'm a 30-year plus resident of Altadena, and my careers, I've had I've had two main careers in my life. One was with management and sales for department stores, and the other is with management of, in the financial industry. If anybody wants to ask me, when you want to chuckle, ask me how I managed to get stuck inside the J.W. Robinson store in Beverly Hills one night, and maybe I'll tell you. Prior to the fire, I've been communicating with my Census Tract monthly, making presentations to community organizations, appearing with other council members at various community events, and answering questions from residents. My house did survive a fire, and I am pleased to say that yesterday we finally made available my entire house to live in, which I haven't had available 100% until just yesterday, so that's a good thing. Since the fire, there have been many more events. There have been many more events to attend than what we had originally, what we had before the fire. I just lost everything right now. I'm sorry. What we discovered was that there are no handbooks to guide us through what Altadena has gone through for the last several months. It's not
Thank
easy.
you.
Okay. See, I did it again. I lost it all.
Okay, we're moving to 4612. First will be Lori Juma, and second will be Reginald Wilkins.
Good evening. My name is Lori Juma, and first of all, I do want to say thank you to the council. You know, a lot of people talk about things that aren't being done, but the council, I think, is doing a really great job, and I want to thank you as a resident of Altadena for that. I lost my home in the fire. I lost everything. I lost my business, and I went to save my mom out of the nursing home that burned down. And fortunately, we got Mom, but she lost everything too. So it's been a very traumatic time, and it has had an impact on me. And I am trying to get, my life together and rebuild. I love my community. I love Altadena with all my heart. And I've been thinking of ways that I can try to help serve the community, but I haven't quite figured it all out. And then I just found out, like about a week ago, that nobody from our tract had put in candidacy for the opening yet. And now I know we have two of us running, but at the time the paperwork hadn't been put in yet. And so I just thought, I can't let this happen. I have to step up, and I want to put my name out there to help. And just really quickly, because I know we only have a few minutes, but I bring to the plate a lot of passion, care, and love for my community. I have a lot of experience with government. I was formerly a congressional field representative for a number of years. I'm very familiar with legislative process, and I feel I can help my community with, my neighbors and so forth, navigating the waters. Just like a week after the fires, I organized a gathering of all of our neighbors, about 100 people, and had all of our elected officials there to help them and to talk to them. I'm an educator. I own a business, and I also used to work for the Altadena Chamber of Commerce. Did I run out of time?
Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I don't think I'm the last person, but I won't use it extra time. Okay. My name is Reginald Wilkins, and I am currently incumbent for 4612, and I was the person who waited to the last minute to sign up. So if I decide, if I win the lotto, I'll tell you to be on the council instead of me. In normal times, my statement of qualifications would present my 3 terms before, my degrees in economics, which includes economic development, which we need a lot right now. My 25 years in this beautiful planet here in beautiful Altadena. And my belief that Altadena is a little America. If we can make it work here, we can make our country work better, and indeed the world, which a famous poet told me that way a long time ago in UCSB. But these aren't normal times. We face an enormous social and economic challenge. I think it's probably the biggest challenge California perhaps has faced, I think. And I think we need more than technical training. I think we need personal, interpersonal. I think we need someone who can rebuild the trust that's been lost. And there's been a lot of trust lost. And so the people side of public service is more important than the technical side, I would say. We have shared a million tears since January 7th. I've cried in places where even though our house didn't burn, it was quite traumatic. And so I understand. I know many friends who had their places burned, and I want to do everything I can as a council person to bring us back stronger. So when this happens again, which we have fires and winds in Altadena, I've been here 25 years, it's going to happen again. I want to bring us back stronger. So when it does happen again, we know we're going to be protected and safe. And so if you feel like I'm that candidate, vote for me. If you feel like Lori is the candidate to make that happen, vote for her. Thank you.
And our last census tract is 4613 versus Alexandra Kirshner. And then last will be Sylvia Vega.
Is this good? On the mic? Hi, I'm Alexandra Kirshner. Thank you so much for your time today. Here's why you should vote for me. I'm running for Altadena Town Council, Census Tract 4613, as your neighbor. I moved here years ago and immediately knew I'd found home. I love this community. I've built my career on getting real help to people right here in Altadena, whether it was connecting people with community clinics in my time in public health or my current work in wildfire recovery. I have seen firsthand how systems fail people. And that's why I'll put my unique toolkit to work for you. From my experience in architecture, I've seen the nitty-gritty of rebuilding. From my background in research, I've honed the critical thinking to find effective solutions. And from my time coordinating community events, I know how to bring people together. I'm ready to bring this hands-on experience to deliver you tangible results. After speaking with many of you at your doors, my priorities are clear. Faster, smarter fire recovery, advocating for every dollar to help us rebuild, and fighting for climate resiliency. Preserving Altadena's character by pushing against predatory outside investors so that our community stays a place for people, not profit. A transparent, connected council where you can easily find information and feel heard. And building community connection, because knowing your neighbor builds a stronger, safer Altadena. This isn't just talk, it's the work I'm already doing, from helping organize our own Altadena Pride to connecting people with thousands of dollars in recovery aid. I'm Alexandra Kirshner, and I'm ready to fight for us. Thank you.
First time wearing glasses. Get to be that age. All right, my name is Sylvia Vega, and I am running for Census Tract 4613. It has been a privilege to serve that census tract for the past 12 years, and to serve on the Land Use Committee for the past 13. My time with Altadena Town Council and the land use has been deeply rewarding, productive, and educational. Throughout these years, I remain committed to engaging our community, canvassing neighborhoods, gathering feedback, and listening to residents' perspective on projects that shape our shared environment. On January 8th, my role on the Altadena Town Council expanded to include new responsibilities after the Eaton fire. As part of the recovery efforts, I attended the Altadena Fire Cooperators Liaison Meeting, which brought together representatives of fire service, public works, law enforcement, FEMA, weather services, and our utility companies. I documented updates from every agency and relayed them to our council during our nightly briefings. One of my most important responsibilities was ensuring that accurate and timely information from those agencies reached Census Tract 4613, helping them to stay informed, connected, and supported during this challenging time. The relationships I have built over the years by being on town council became vital as many residents reached out for information and support, whether to report a suspicious activity, to inquire about the restoration of utilities, or to seek updates on recovery efforts. As we approach the one-year anniversary of the Eaton fire, there is still very much important work ahead for our beloved Altadena. I remain dedicated to working alongside my fellow council members, local businesses, and the community members as we continue to rebuild, strengthen, and prepare for the future. Altadena is my home, and I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to live, to work, and to serve here. I hope to have to continue representing the residents of 4613 with the same commitment and care that have guided my service. Thanks.
Thank you to all the candidates. You guys have all been wonderful. I wanted to do a real quick presentation because I know a lot of you had some questions about procedure and how we're going to be moving forward. I also want to make sure this is recorded so that if you ever need to refer back to it, it's going to be included as part of our meetings, and I'm going to take a few clips to help you guys promote because, again, as you all heard, many of the candidates running have been displaced, and so their neighborhoods are not the same, so we cannot do things as we normally have done. We're going to have to be more creative in our outreach and engagement. I'd first like to just say thank you for your participation and stepping up, and we really do appreciate your commitment to this community. The next steps is that I sent you all an email asking you to confirm the highlights. Those highlights are going to go in 3 publications. We've partnered with the Dina Report, which will be an online publication. That'll be the 3rd slide. The Dina Report. We also have our social media, which has an outreach of over 4,500 people, and we also have a mailing list of over 500 people that will also be distributed to. And also a local publication. We're going to be either collaborating with Pasadena Now or Colorado Boulevard to feature you as well to help the outreach. Next slide. I also recommend that you guys connect with your council members that are also sharing the census tract. I sent introductory emails to all of you, so feel free to email them. They're going to be a great source of information, and they have their own mailing list. I'm not asking them to share them with you, but if you ask them nicely, maybe they'll share them among the neighbors. Next slide. We have a virtual candidate forum October 28th at 6 p.m. Details to follow. I will get the link for you all to participate. There you'll be asked questions, and that will also give you some more coverage and highlight you as a candidate. Next slide. These are just a few best practices that I would recommend that the committee has come up with. Definitely try to start connecting with our neighbors now. I would recommend using digital platforms if you have access to that. Nextdoor, even though it has its pros and cons, it's a great way to reach and cast a wider net to our neighbors. Facebook groups and local organizations that already have that established built-in base that you can contact directly, and they're more than happy to help push your candidacy forward. Next slide. And again, we want to acknowledge that you guys are stepping up in very trying times. And so in order to encourage participation and ease the voting process, we created a pre-registration link, which is basically for our town council elections, we would ask that the residents that are voting to verify that they are residents of Altadena. And there is a link. If you scan the QR code, it's just going to ask for your name, your address, your email, and then it will give you an opportunity to upload some proof of residency. And again, you don't have to do this, but this is an option to help with easing. And also, if you take that link, you're more than welcome to disperse it among the neighbors that you have talked to, because then we'll have their information and I can help push out the election and encourage them to participate when the voting time comes. And I also, next slide, I also recommend that you keep your campaigns personal and connecting with people. So if you do have an opportunity to go door to door, I strongly encourage it, and stay positive. So our locations for our polling locations include the Altadena Main Library, Bob Lucas. We also have the Altadena Library at Loma Alta Park, Prime Pizza, the Altadena Town and Country Club, and the Altadena Grocery Outlet. All of these locations have their own times, and so again, when you go through these slides again and you want to share these slides with other people, it'll outline the voting times and locations. Not all of them are exactly the same. We are seeking volunteers. Council Member Stewart Gordon will be here to assist in helping procure those volunteers. We do ask that we don't have people who live with you volunteer at the polls. We'd like to encourage other people to come. Also, that they're at least 18 years old and can assist with voting and giving directions, helping out with verifying ballots, and setting up and closing out the polling locations. We're asking that they can commit at least 3 hours. And some frequently asked questions. You all have a lot of great questions, and I want to just make sure that I'm assuming that if one of you has them, many of you may have it. Who can vote? Anyone in Altadena, whether you're currently living in Altadena or displaced. And I'm going to go into that with a little bit more detail because someone did bring up a question that we had not considered. But I'm going to keep on. So proof of residency is required to vote. And also the pre-registration is not required, but we strongly recommend if you don't pre-register, you're going to have to bring the documentation with you to vote before you're able to vote. Now, to go back into who can vote in the residency, what if you've been displaced? A lot of the southern census tracts have absorbed the northern neighbors. And we didn't think about this, but what if the neighbor has moved there temporarily but plans to return? Or what if the neighbor moves there permanently or longer than the 2 years? Who do they vote for? What census tract are they able to vote for? So our thought is that since we are voting for 2-year terms, if the neighbor is going to be in that census tract for less than 2 years, we're going to ask them to vote in the original census tract. If they're going to, we're going to ask them to vote in the current census tract. If they're going to be there longer than 2 years, we're asking them to vote in the previous because you're planning on returning. And so that's kind of the concept. So if you're going to be there 2 years or less, vote for the current census tract. If you plan on returning, vote for the original census tract. And then that will be it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. And feel free to share this slide deck. I have my information here, and I appreciate you all participating. Thank you.
So I just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone for turning out for this, what is going to be a historic election. I don't think that certainly in my time on council that we've had this many candidates and this many census tracts. I didn't mean it that way. I meant this many candidates in, never mind, you get what I'm saying. And I do also want to say, and we encourage this every time we have an election, if you are not the selected candidate, there are many, many, many ways that you can get involved in subcommittees of this town council and in some of the other groups that represent residents in Altadena. So please take your commitment to Altadena seriously, whether you win in your particular census tract or not. So we thank you so much for your time and good luck, and we will see you at the candidate forum on the 28th. All right, moving on. I'm going to the holiday party. This will be my last holiday party with the town council. We started these during my tenure. We restarted them during my tenure. Don't start, Connor. We've been very fortunate to have a great partnership with the Rose Bowl And so this year, as was last year, we will be hosting our December meeting in the Bruins locker room at the Rose Bowl on December 19th. It will allow for Altadena residents who attend the meeting to also get a tour of the Rose Bowl, including the museums and going out onto the field. We also will serve light refreshments as well. So big event coming up on the 19th. That is it on the holiday party, and I will turn it over to our education chair, Isis Molden.
Okay, council members, I would like to cover a couple quick things for the Education Committee. The first being that we have open enrollment starting. It started today, the 21st, and that's for a sibling priority. Then the first lottery will be from January 14th to January 28th, and the second lottery will be from January 29th to February 19th. Families are encouraged to plan ahead. I've also sent the council members a copy of a resolution that the Coalition of Northwest PUSC Families is going to be included in the upcoming board meeting. I would like to, as a council, send a letter of support. I've printed a copy of the letter that I'd like to send to PUSD board, and I've also included a copy of the actual resolution. And just a brief overview, this resolution is specifically targeting families that have been affected by Eaton Fire. We're asking that we are supporting the families who would like to have a moratorium on changing of teachers for those fire-affected schools. Currently, these families are facing a lot of challenges, and one way to support them is to help with stability with those schools. And so the letter that I have written, I'm asking to see if I would approve to have me send this as a comment on behalf of all of Altadena Town Council.
I would just say if you could circulate that after the meeting so that the council has a chance to review it. And what is the date on this? It is 10/15. Okay, is this going for an upcoming board meeting?
The board meeting is going to be on the 23rd. I sent this on the 15th.
Okay, so go ahead, Diane.
Does it?
Anyway, I'm not sure that we understand the impact to the schools, to the school board. To me, it's sort of a one-sided thing that I think we need to be looking at a bigger picture, just personally, if I had to vote tonight.
Yeah, the letter is just to support the family's efforts with their resolution. We're not trying to change policy or anything. We're just offering, they're asking for public comment, and I think that it'd be important that Altadena Town Council shows up in support of these families, especially Altadena families who have been affected by Altadena.
Okay, so my question is, are we going to put forward a motion to take a vote on the letter, or did you want to do it in another way?
I would like to put forth a motion to approve the letter that I've drafted to then send to the board in support of the families.
Okay, so then in order to do that, we should read the letter. So do you want to go ahead and read the letter, and then you can motion to approve? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, dear Pasadena Unified School District Board of Trustees, on behalf of Altadena Town Council, I'm writing to express our strong support of the Coalition of Northwest PUSC Family resolutions calling for a 3-year moratorium on involuntary teacher reassignments at campuses highly impacted by Eaton Fire. The January 2025 Eaton Fire has deeply affected our Altadena community, displacing families, damaging schools, and upending the sense of stability that is essential for students' recovery and learning. In the months since, our Education Committee has heard from numerous parents and educators who are striving to reestablish consistency for their children amidst loss and uncertainty. Unfortunately, the annual staffing realignments within the district have further compounded the instability. Each adjustment through procedurally routine has triggered renewed anxiety among the families who are still recovering from trauma. What Altadena families needs most right now is not another cycle of disruption, but a commitment to continuity. One that honors the district's stated values of accountability, student-centered decision-making, and transparent leadership. The proposed 3-year moratorium represents a measured and compassionate step towards ensuring that the campuses affected by the Eaton Fire, including Jackson STEAM Multilingual Magnet, Altadena Arts Magnet, Elliott Arts Magnet Academy, and John Muir Early Education Magnet have the stability necessary to rebuild academic process, progress and emotional resilience. We believe these actions align with the United Teachers of Pasadena's collective bargaining framework and the district's moral imperative to safeguard students' mental health and long-term success. It also provides PUSD the opportunity to model a trauma-informed approach to post-disaster recovery that other districts can emulate. Our committee further encourages the board to engage in continued dialogue with the Altadena families and educators to help develop a shared vision of PUSD's presence in our community that balances immediate recovery with a forward-looking strategy of equitable, sustainable education in Altadena. We urge your full support in agendizing and adopting the resolution on the moratorium of involuntary teacher reassignments for campuses highly impacted by the Eaton fire, as submitted by the Coalition of Northwest PUSD Families. And then I have our appreciation.
Okay, we got a motion?
I have a motion to approve this letter in support of the Coalition of Northwest Pasadena Unified School District Families Resolution to the Pasadena Unified School Board of Trustees.
I second.
Okay, before we vote, as this is the first time some folks are seeing this, do we have any discussion? Go ahead.
I have a question. What is the impact to the budget if we support this? What is the moratorium actually do to the school district? What does it align with their staffing? I have so many questions.
This letter isn't going to affect their budget. Their budget is their budget. We're just asking that when they're in consideration of the cuts to the budget, that they leave the Altadena schools alone. And we're in support of the families who are urging for their district to look, I don't want to say look at other schools, but have the Altadena schools be the last resort where there are going to be further disruptions.
Their budget is their budget. It just seems that if they don't have the ability to move people around, I understand the need for stability with the children at this time. I understand the need, but we don't know the impact it will have on the school. Or on the PUSD. I support their efforts, and individually, if we want to give our own individual support as town council members, as was urged with other letters that didn't come to the floor, I think that might be something of interest. But to not know the background of how this will affect the school board, I don't know that at this time we should bring it to a vote.
Go ahead, Councilmember Chipola.
Councilmember Molden, this proposed 3-year moratorium, when is it being voted on and considered by PUSD?
The moratorium will be discussed during the board meeting. I just got confirmation that it will be open for discussion, and the purpose of the letter is to support the discussion.
And when is the vote?
The vote will be the following, after they go through the budget, but that is just something that we'd like to have the board consider when they are looking at the budget.
I mean, with that in mind, my only thought is this is kind of last minute. It sounds like there's a lot of things to look at. I haven't read this before, and so I'm going to I'll leave the discussion open, but probably make a motion to table for next month. I don't think that would affect it.
Can I get the dates again on when this will come before the board?
October 23rd.
October 23rd.
And it's just for discussion on October 23rd, and we're just writing the letter to support.
Right, so what's the process after that, I guess, to formally adopt the resolution, like timing-wise?
That's up to the board. So the October 23rd will just be the discussion, and then the board has subsequent meetings to discuss the budget itself. And then I believe the board meeting that's scheduled for the beginning of November, I want to say it's November 12th, is when they're going to go over the budget, and we're hoping that they're going to take into consideration our support.
On November 12th?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead, Diane.
Yeah, if I could, I support what Melissa said and her approach to this. In the past, what we've done is supported, the town council person that supports that area could go ahead and support as a town council person, but not as the town council. I think there are just so many questions and concerns, and I don't know if we're setting some sort of a precedent for, other census tracts coming forward to ask the school board to do things which has not been our history. So anyway, I would just like to say that we move forward with it as an individual.
We're not asking the board to do anything. We're just writing a letter of support of the families.
Chair.
Okay, go ahead, Council.
Okay.
Go ahead.
With that, I think, or one of the things that you're asking is for like continuity since the students have experienced so much trauma. Personally, the board is going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. So, me personally, I don't see where it's a problem where we support Chair Moulton. She is the chair for the education committee for this particular, for Altadena Town Council. So I'm sure she has, I mean, we've trusted her to vet and to lean onto her knowledge about education for Altadena. So, I trust, her knowledge and what she has researched. So me personally, I feel that we should support it. We have supported other things as well that didn't fully come in front of the committee. So I'm in support of it.
Okay, go ahead, Councilmember Chipola.
I don't know if I support it or not. It's just a little quick, and I don't see any reason with the time schedule of how it's being discussed at PUSD board to rush it through. So I'm going to make a subsidiary motion now to table this matter for a later meeting so we can finish this up and wrap it up. That motion is not debatable and requires a simple majority vote and will be taken before the primary motion.
Okay, so for clarity, you've made a motion to table for a future meeting, and the table does not require a second. It requires a majority vote to approve the motion to table. Okay, and that supersedes the original motion. Thank you. Okay, so we are voting on the motion to table to a future meeting. All in favor of tabling this letter to the board, say aye or raise your hand.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
point of clarification on
So-
the timing. A future meeting for us would be after November 12th, so I don't know that we'd be able to consider this before it came back.
And then also, did you not say that we could, if we wanted to give her individual support, we can still do that? You say you sent this out earlier, Isis? Councilmember Isis?
I sent it out the 15th of October, along with the background of the resolution. And the district has had many meetings about the budget. So if you have issues about the budget, that's something separate. When I'm asking
I don't
is-
have an issue about the budget. I'm just
I'm
asking
not-
you
I'm
when
just
you
saying
sent it
general.
out.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is, who was the, I may be missed, because I didn't see it. And it's not your, it's not up to you to make sure everybody reads their email. But I didn't see it. And so what I'm asking you, who is the Coalition of Northwest, who was that? Is that?
This is
may I
a
missing
parent
something?
group made up of Altadena families
Oh, okay.
who attend
Because
Pasadena
I think
Unified
it's a
School
great
District.
idea. I just would like more time to have digested it, but I don't think it's a bad idea. I think that's fantastic that you guys are trying to do that for the kids. But I also would like to have had more time to look at it, and hopefully you've done your due diligence with this. That's all I'm saying.
Point of clarification, Councilmember Justin had a good point. You just said table to the next meeting, but we need to have a date and time because they're going to be meeting on it this month. So
Okay,
when will
so-
that date and time be?
My understanding is, first point of order is that we've got to vote the motion on the table. Is there a clarification to the motion on the table to table this to a specific date or to table it to communicate via email?
Let's do this. Let's, I'm gonna move to, table it, and we're gonna vote on the option to vote on it via email after everyone's gotten up to speed.
Okay, so
I'm seeking clarification. We're tabling sending a
Why?
letter of support?
I'm saying the vote can be taken by email. That is my motion. Is that we're going to move. I'm moving to take the vote by email. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay, wait.
Someone's got it.
Let me just say this. We are 9:35 and we've got a little more business to do, so we're going to get through this together. I want to clarify that we've got this motion on, we've got the motion to table this to vote the letter of support via email in advance of 10:23. Is that correct?
Correct.
Great. All in favor of the motion to table and vote via email prior to 10:23, today is 10:21, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 1, 2, 3. Any abstentions? Okay, the motion to table and vote via email carries, and we will need to communicate this via email for vote tomorrow or tonight, post the meeting. So council members, I will ask that you respond via email immediately upon receipt or thereafter. Okay. Councilmember Chipola, do I need to address the original motion or no?
It's on the table.
Great, thank you. Okay, moving on to the Altadena Eaton Fire Recovery, the Altadena Eaton Fire Relief Fund, Chair Morona.
On September 30th, the Altadena Eaton Fire Relief Fund Advisory Committee dispersed roughly 240 grants totaling $225,000. Grants were given between $500 and $1,000 to residents of Altadena. The committee is still fundraising and is looking to give further funds after the start of the new year. Please continue to donate to the fund at eatonfirefund.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we are moving on to general public comment, and I will turn it over to Councilmember Chipola.
The Altadena Town Council welcomes public participation and input. To make public comment, you need to fill out a card right now and hand it to somebody at the end of the table. Comments are limited to no more than 2 minutes, and the council does not respond to public comments during the meeting. If a response is requested, please include your contact information, and comment will be given to the appropriate council member. Councilmember Morona, can I have those signs? First up, we have David Skabinski.
4 things. 32-year resident, lost my home. 35 years here in Altadena. The permit center is significantly understaffed. They've got good people. This thing is going to come to a screeching halt when you have 1,000 homes trying to get through there. 90 minutes I waited for a 5-minute meeting on Thursday, and I waited an hour for a 2-minute meeting yesterday. Number 2, I think every Altadena should be considered part of a vulnerable population, not just those that have an advocacy group. 32 years in my home, I've applied for every program and have been rejected every time, and I'm still $49,000 short, even though I'm a veteran, I've got USA insurance. I think every Altadena deserves support. Number 3, I applaud the county wildfire financing district, I believe was approved by the Board of Supervisors. I would recommend that we rely less on digital technology for future resources, such as, I'm from Indiana, we have tornadoes, we have sirens everywhere, to be the first voice to everyone to know that there is a problem emerging. I also recommend that to have a civil defense corps created, such as we have in the Midwest. They work well, and they work across different first responder groups. You shouldn't have a separate one for each group. And lastly, if they've been published, I would love to find out how I get a copy of CHP, LA County Sheriff, and LA County Fire's after action report. The Crystal report did not reference it, and I find it appalling that after over 6 months, I have not seen one, and whoever's responsible should be fired. I've got a brother-in-law that's a 43-year detective in Indiana. It would be irresponsible if he never filed an after-action report, and I've still not seen one from the CHP, LA County Fire, or LA County Sheriffs. Those are my 4 points for today.
Next up, we have Karen Gibson. After Karen, we'll have Alan Shea.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Karen Gibson. I am here representing Neighbors Building a Better Altadena, and I am amazed by the candidates that stepped forward, the number and the depth and breadth that's come through. I'm also stunned by the amount of love and generosity that has welled up in this community. We have a lot to be proud of, even as we're so sad. I am happy to invite everybody to get to know the candidates better at our virtual ATC candidate forum, which, as you said, is October 28th, next Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30. It's going to be on Zoom, and I must unashamedly ask for tech gurus to step forward and reach out to us so we can get a little bit of help on that. I do have to let the candidates know, and ISIS, I'm sorry, you don't know this, altadenaelection.org is not viable for this cycle after all. So you have done such a great job at spotlighting the many resources that there are that I think will be all right. Number two, I wanted to encourage, on behalf of NBBA, the Education Committee and the Council as a whole to do whatever is needed to make electronic voting possible in recognition of us being flung to the four winds. And my third comment is just to thank ISIS for the tireless work that you've done to organize the candidates, and I salute your inclusive spirit. Thanks, everyone.
Alan Shea.
Hello, my name is Alan Shea. My family owned the Little Red Hen for 3 generations. I grew up here in Altadena, went to Loma Alta, started the first protest back in 1970, became president of Elliott, went on to law school, graduated from USC, policymaker here, and ran for mayor twice here in Pasadena, where I live now. But Altadena has always been my home. And my contribution that I wanted to make to my community of Altadena is how proud I am. I had a chance to engage a bunch of the council members through this difficult time, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. I also have a media tech company that I will extend to any of the candidates that are running so that the true story can be told of all these new trailblazers that will come from the ashes. That's what we need, is to show a consistent leadership that's coming out of the current council members that's going to be passed over to the next set of council members that are elected. I want all this to happen so people can understand how incredible Altadena is, instead of just hearing bits and pieces of what people construe from their own concept. Pasadena is an awesome community. And when I share with people my childhood growing up here, they think I'm in fairy tale land or something. But that's what it was. It was truly a fairy tale land that incorporated all of our neighbors, all of our communities. And growing up, working behind the counter at the Little Red Hen reinforced what community was all about. So I wanted to share that with you tonight because this is a new chapter for Altadenas, to bring these new leaders and then get them ready for the recovery measure. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Bree Jensen.
A little bit of a light comment. I'll give you one clue. I've got a horse on there. Okay. My name's Bree Jensen. I'm here tonight on behalf of more than 600 Altadena residents who've signed a petition asking to allow one horse on lots of 9,000 square feet or more. Within just a couple of days of launching the petition, we had 400 signatures. People started creating their own posts, sharing old photos of horses around Altadena, memories of growing up riding through the neighborhoods, and stories about how special that time was. Many even added "Happy Trails to you" until we meet again as background music. It was beautiful. The kind of community moment that reminds you what makes Altadena so unique. The Altadena Historical Society tells us that the horses have been part of the community since the San Gabriel Mission era. Through decades of local stables, trails, and family properties that gave our town this rural heart. My property was once zoned for horses, and neighbors still stop by to tell me how much joy it brought to the neighborhood. I'm not a current horse owner, but during COVID, my family had the chance to care for a horse, and honestly, it became our horse therapy. Horses are proven to lower stress, calm anxiety, and build emotional resilience. For us, caring for that horse gave structure, peace, and something to look forward to when everything else felt uncertain. After the Eaton fire, so many of us are still looking for ways to rebuild, not just physically, but emotionally. Allowing horses again gives families that same opportunity for connection, healing, and joy. It's a way to honor our history while creating new memories and moments of peace together. I respectfully ask that this be placed on the town council's agenda for discussion. Horses have always been a part of Altadena's story, and now they can be a part of the recovery and the future too. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Matthew Lorscheiden.
My name is Matt Lorscheiter. You guys heard from me earlier. You're going to hear from me again. I am a representative of the Northwest PUSD Parents Coalition. I was chopping at the bit during the discussion earlier because that's the resolution that I am presenting to the board on Thursday. We presented that resolution in an attempt to prevent future occurrences of what happened at Altadena Arts Magnet in Jackson and is also going on at OEB right now. I'll just speak for the Jackson. I'm a Jackson parent. I'll speak what happened at Jackson. Something worse actually happened at AAM, but I don't know all the details. The district, about 3 or 4 weeks into the school year, did through a process of teacher norming, which is standard procedure apparently, but I'd never seen it happen before as a parent in all my years, moved a kindergarten teacher from Jackson to San Rafael. When that happened, because of class size cap restrictions, they could not just crowd a bunch of kindergartners together. So they moved a 5th grade teacher to a kindergarten class, created a combination dual language 4th and 5th grade class, which if you guys understand the structure of the dual language program is a disaster. And for my son, who's in 5th grade, his class went from 26 kids to 36 kids, right? Massive increase. Altadena lost a teacher that was supposed to stay with a cohort of kids through 2 grades, who also, by the way, was an Altadena resident and lost her home. Altadena Arts Magnet lost that teacher, went to another school, and now they're all overcrowded. And that's putting the French DLIT program, which is their crown jewel at Altadena Arts, in kind of precarious situation. What we're asking the district to do is simply not do this mid-year to Altadena and fire-impacted schools in Northwest Pasadena. We're not asking them to stop teacher norming. We're not asking them to not make budget cuts. We're not asking them to not move teachers between school years. But when we start a school year with our kids, and the 5th grade cohort, like my son's in, they started kindergarten in COVID online, right? They've had enough. We just want stability for our kids once they start school. We're not asking the district to give us $10 million. We know they have a big budget crunch. We want to work with them on that. And we're just hoping we can get, the ATC, what
Thank
we're really
you.
asking, sorry, just asking for you to say, hey, that's a good idea. Thanks.
Thanks. Alan, I'm sorry. Do you have 2 public comment cards, Alan Shea? I can give you 1 minute on the second one. We don't do that typically, but.
If I may share with the Altadena members, I am a political scientist and I go to all of our city council meetings at the city. Usually when there's an agenda item, they give the individuals a chance to make comments on it before they voted in, and that's what I was trying to do before you actually voted, and that's why you have 2. My comment to that would have been from my experience that I studied these policies with PUSD, would have been to allow yourself to go forward, to show support, and give this board members a chance to really begin to get invested into what you would like to see as the information rolls forward with support. Because that is the whole issue of our recovery, is going to be who's going to really support us, show up, and make us come through the recovery process. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. That concludes public comment.
Okay, we're going to census tract reports, and we are going to strike census tract 460302. So we are going with 460301.
My apologies, we had struck that because the bridge was all we wanted to talk
I
about.
have, great. I do have a couple quick notices for 460301.
Okay.
One is on Sunday, October 26th at Loma Alta Park.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Altadena, along with Altadena Bicycle Club, along with Lotus Rising, will be hosting an Altadena bike ride Sunday, October 26th. Meet at 9 a.m. at Loma Alta Park. Also, just letting everyone know that the Oak Tree permit ordinance is going through an update, so you can check that out at Oak Tree Survey. Oh, take the survey. So bit.ly Oak Tree Survey. And we'll make sure that gets on the website if you need that. Also, the Tuesday, October 28th at 6 p.m. is the county's LA Basin and Focus on Altadena County-wide Community Wildfire Protection Plan workshop. And you can find that at planning.lacounty.gov/CCWDD. And last but not least, the last 2 days for Forestry Zone 0 is coming up on the 23rd and then also November 3rd, and we'll put that information out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And before we adjourn, I just wanted to say that I have the QR code for the survey related to construction hours. So we will put that on the Altadena Town Council website and push it out through the block captains. Please, please, please take the survey. It's critically important to what happens in Altadena over the next couple of years as it relates to construction. And secondly, as it relates to trunk or treat, they're not doing it at Loma Alta Park through the sheriff's station. They are going to pass out candy at the sheriff's station, and they will have a sheriff's cruiser in front to do candy on Halloween. So if you have young kids and you want to go by, that's a great thing to do. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. We're not going to have to take down the furniture, just the props. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for staying.